The Staples Center downtown lot. Here are the starters for Brooklyn. You've got Jordan. Durant is out there. With Joe Harris. Then it's Harden, and it's Brown in at the two-guard spot. And for the Clippers, Morris is out there with Kawhi Leonard. Then it's Paul George. Then it's Ibaka, and it's Jackson in at the point. Now, here is Harden. On the wing, Harris. Shoots over Leonard. That one rolling around and rims out.
Boy, that's got to be terribly frustrating there. I mean, with the defense not hustling, and he still misses, boy, he wishes he had that one back.
And busting it up the floor. Leonard showing a lot of energy on the fast break. If there's one thing he doesn't lack, it's hustle.
And so the Los Angeles Clippers get the first points of the ballgame. Here's Jordan. The kick out to Brown. Passes it to Harden. Just 5 to shoot. And Harden with the stuff.
Love when Harden uses that great leaping ability to finish with power.
Jackson passes to George. Here in the first, a little over a minute played so far.
And they don't want to get in a habit of giving him open looks from three. First quarter still, but not who you want to leave open.
Now here's Durant. And so Ibaka will bring it up for Los Angeles. It's a three-point game. Oh, and here comes Kevin Durant all alone.
Yeah, you know, they get it to Durant because they trust him. They've got great confidence in him finishing in the open court.
Outside Jackson, the pass to Leonard. No good with the triple. For Brooklyn, they've gone 2 of 5 here, making...
And Harden, an absolutely vicious dunker. Terrific at bouncing towards the rim, but the epic throwdown.
Here's Jackson. Makes it off the glass.
And once he got to the 10, I think he was surprised to find himself that wide open.
Well, this early, they should be showing a lot more energy on defense. It's not there.
Now, here's Brown. Harris outside. Brown kicks to Harris. The shot off that time. And the Clippers will go the other way with it. Here's Leonard. The shot, no good. Good D by Jordan. Brooklyn trailing. Kicks it out to Harden. Back to Durant. Fires from deep. Second chance shot. Harris outside. From outside, off the mark. LA's gone 1 of 2 from long range in the first quarter. Leonard on the wing. Back to George.
Boy, that's a rebounding clinic right there. He boxed out and then went up aggressively and strong for it.
KD passes to Brown. Outside for KD. Greg, we know the names of the superstars, but there are players that are just under that category who probably should get a little more recognition.
Hey, Kevin, that's a great point, and I'm going to toot my alma mater's horn a little bit. Christian Wood's a guy that kind of
good one, yes.
Reminds me of that. He's kind of on the come up. How about Devontae Graham, the second rounder back in 2018, but he's showing to be an established young talent in this league. And there are many more guys like that, and they're going to have their opportunity to become household names.
A platoon swap here for the Clippers. Claxton the pass to Irving. Over Kennard. And again, it's the Nets missing. And here's Beverly. He brings it up for the Los Angeles Clippers. They trail by 1. Looking for Kennard. He gets it in there. Brooklyn's gone 0 of 4 from three-point land to start out. Looking cold from outside. Irving can't get it to go.
Well, you know, this is what happens. You can't afford to lose concentration even for a nanosecond.
And they're able to recover. Cousins with the bucket. 46 seconds left in the first quarter. Dinwiddie kicks to Irving. Back to Dinwiddie. Yes, and it's Irving picking up the assist.
Irving showing you he's a frame ahead of his opponent with that nice imagination on offense.
Beverly, the pass to Mann. 19 seconds left in the first. Clippers moving the ball around. Cousins.
When Cousins plays with that kind of force, it really puts the defense in a pickle and typically leads to him being fouled.
It's his first trip to the line, and he knocks down the first one. That's also good, so he hits both free throws. Here's Dinwiddie. And here is Irving. With 2 seconds left, and he drops that one in. Guys, what a tight start to the game this has been.
And it's still in the first half. This could be a wild one.
1 quarter in the books, and it's been a close one so far. And it seems like players are constantly changing teams.
As a team, as a unit, as a roster, we've had.
Greg Dinwiddie, one of those players who seems to adapt to any situation.
I mean, he's versatile, total team player, will do whatever is asked of him. He's really emerged after being picked in the second round a few years ago.
And it's been a pretty even game here after 1 quarter of play. And from Brooklyn guys, what jumps out to you stat-wise?
Well, in that first quarter, they were intent on just pounding the ball down low.
Yeah, and it's worked. They've got a clear edge and points in the paint. Now we'll see if they go with a more balanced attack or just keep on pounding it inside.
Setting the floor for the Nets. You've got Green. He's out there with Griffin. And it's Claxton in at the center, filling out the middle. Defense doesn't get much better than the mobile one block we just saw on replay.
Every basket's a big one in a tight game, and he is not about to give up an easy look.
The shot's good from Kennard.
Gets the shot he wants. The defense wasn't quite connected enough. They lost contact.
Quarter number 2. We're about a minute in. And it's going to be out of bounds. The Nets will retain possession.
Great instincts from him to get a hand on that pass and tip it out.
And, you know, even though they didn't come up with the steal, that's still a nice defensive play.
And Green is right there.
Always better to be lucky than good when it comes to offensive rebound. And unless you're as good as he is, then those tip-ins are all about skill.
Here's Mann, guarded by Green. No good from Cousins.
And listen, sometimes even the best of us are going to miss the easiest of opportunities.
He gets it in there.
Well, we've seen that movie a few times, haven't we? An easy bucket in the paint.
Well, listless and lifeless at the defensive end. I mean, especially inside. They've really got to pick up that interior defense.
Now, Kennard. Zubac's the pass to Kennard. Shot clock at 5. And it's good from the elbow. Kennard's got 5 points in the quarter.
Just focusing on the task at hand, that's all you can do.
Yeah, these teams trading punches right now. I mean, it's table tennis. Back and forth we go.
Irving kicks to Green. Beverly against Irving. They get it back, and the whistle blows as the basket counts, and a 3-point play chance right here. 1 free throw coming up.
And the strength from the big man. Griffin just refusing to quit and muscling it in. Wow.
Now the free throw is good, now leading by 1. You know, Greg, when you were in New York, you were on a super team of sorts. Compare that to the super teams they're forming now in the NBA.
Oh, we've always had super teams. And this misnomer that this is something that's just come about with this era is, to me, absurd. You've always had it. The difference nowadays is I think the players have more say in where they go. and they can orchestrate how a team is constructed, but it's always existed. And the reality is this: you become a super team when you win a lot.
Sure.
And that's what really dictates how super your team is.
Another shot. Out to Morris to the inside. Shooting foul as the whistle blows. He'll shoot 2 free throws. It's going to be on Kyrie Irving.
Well, you really have to like how George uses his body effectively down low there. I mean, the defense pretty much has no choice but to foul him in that situation.
And a new group out there on the floor for the Nets. Harden with it. He has 6. And slam dunk by Harris.
Yeah, you know, not normally the guy you see crashing the boards there, but Harris giving some extra effort on the rebound.
Jackson passes to Ibaka. He dishes it to Leonard. On the wing, George. Over Brown. Los Angeles with another miss. And here's Brooklyn. They're on an 11-3 run right now. The putback. Great positioning on the putback. Jordan's got the lead up to 6 now for the Nets.
Well, I like how Jordan embraces his role on this team. I mean, it's all about rebounding and putbacks for him at the offensive end.
George passes to Morris. And foul on the shot, so he'll get a chance at the line. And let's quickly check out the scoring breakdown here for the Nets.
I'll tell you one thing. They've cashed in on a lot of second-chance opportunities here in the first half.
They also came out of the locker room with their running shoes on. I mean, their transition game has been full throttle.
Harden has a wide-open look. And a miss there on the triple. Stolen by Durant. Brown kicks to Harris. KD looking around. Yes, that goes in. And the Nets lead by 6.
Tell you what, that defense was physical, and yet Durant, with great balance and composure, just stayed with it.
George against Brown. Here's Ibaka outside for George. From deep. Los Angeles with another miss.
And this quarter, he has clearly been off the mark.
And then Brown with the dunk.
You know, big guys like Jordan who can facilitate are really valuable. Spots the open man and gets it right to him.
Up top, Ibaka. The 3 from George. No good on the last second attempt there. And so it's the Brooklyn. Okay, David, much appreciated. And now time for halftime. So we'll be back in just...
It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Greetings. Brooklyn found themselves in a close game in the first. They ended the period holding on to it. That's all for now.
And we hope you've enjoyed the broadcast so far. We're halfway through the game. You gotta like what Harden has done in this game so far.
He's done a fantastic job of finding open space to operate within the first few quarters.
You know what? It helped that they had a few guys with very hot hands on the perimeter, too.
Our second half of basketball, and presented by Gatorade. Let's see who's all fueled up and on the floor to start the third. Taking a look at Los Angeles. Morris is out there with Ibaka. Then there's Reggie Jackson. Then it's Paul George. And it's Leonard in at the 3 spot. And Kawhi Leonard with the slam.
And you want more of this from Jackson. The more unselfish he is, the better the team.
Harden surveying the D. KD passes to Harden. Harris against Leonard. Harris kicks to Durant. From the stripe. The kick out to Brown. The offensive rebound. And there's Jordan putting it right back in.
And defensively, guys, they've been unable to shut down the middle.
Yeah, and they're really getting pummeled on points in the paint here.
From deep, George sinks the three-pointer. George has got 7.
He can certainly stroke it from deep. The three-pointer is not a shot that George is going to pass up.
And Harden launches it from deep, from beyond the arc, and then some. Harden's got the lead, back up to 8 now for the Nets.
And an eye for an eye. Both teams working to stretch the floor.
Nothing like answering back. One team gets 3, you fire 3 of your own. Boom.
Here's Morris. From down in the low post, it goes.
They're doing work here in the second half. 3 or 4 to start.
Harden outside. His three-pointers off the mark. LA's gone 1 of 2 from beyond the arc since coming out of the break. And Leonard has it in the corner. Back to George. Off the mark there with the three-point shot. Brooklyn leading by 6. Here's Durant. And yep, finally drops after rolling around the rim. And it's 6 points for KD.
Boy, always cool to see big guys dropping dimes. Jordan's playmaking ability is coming along.
Here's George. Another one falls for the Clippers.
Watch out now. When this guy gets into a rhythm, it is something to behold.
Here is Harden. 9 points in the game so far. No good on that one. And there's the call on DeAndre Jordan. That is his first foul of the game. And it's a completely new group for Los Angeles. Pass to Kennard. Back to Beverly. Pass to Kennard. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Cousins, the pass to Kennard. Off target from outside. And it's Harden with the ball for the Nets. 6-point lead.
And it's kind of the running joke when you think of James Harden. Often maligned for his lack of effort defensively. But quite honestly, I thought he improved a great deal a season ago.
And, you know, Greg, I observed the same thing. His overall commitment was better. And not just steals and blocks either. I'm just talking about his awareness, his commitment to that end of the floor. It was a focal point. If he continues on that track, I think he's going to make an impact at that end as well.
Clippers have gone an even 50% from the floor here in the third quarter. 4 of 8. Pass to Kennard. Over Irving. That is good. And the Nets' lead is cut down now to just 4 points with the basket from Kennard. Dinwiddie dishes to Irving. Back to Dinwiddie. On the pass to Claxton. And out of bounds as Los Angeles gains possession.
You know, that's just sloppy basketball, giving away a possession. No real reason for that turnover.
The Clippers have gone 5 of 9 on field goal attempts since halftime. There's 53 seconds left in the third quarter. Pass to Kennard. It's up a 3. Hits it from three-point range. Kennard's got 10 points in the game.
Love the unselfishness of Beverly. I mean, when he sees his teammate wide open, he quickly gets him the ball.
Here's Irving. And again, it's the Nets missing. For Los Angeles, they've gone 6 of 10 from the field in the third quarter. Kennard's shot is off. 5-second differential between the shot clock and the game clock. Can they get it? Irving, good. He has 6.
Boy, that's exactly how you punish a team in transition. Kyrie getting out in front and going straight on the attack.
And this will be the last possession of the quarter if they're patient.
Yeah, they've got to hold for the last shot here.
Dinwiddie against Beverly. Pass to Kennard. And he uses the glass on the layup. Kennard's got 7 points for the quarter.
You got to do more than that to keep the ball out of his hands down low.
Exactly. I mean, deny him the ball in the first place. Don't let him get it.
Oh, that's a real nice looking deep 3-ball there.
And the last shot before the buzzer is off. The third quarter comes to a close. It's the Nets. Well, this has been a great contest so far, and I imagine the fourth quarter could have even more action in store for us. Here's Dinwiddie. On the court for the Nets, getting the fourth quarter going. They've got Griffin, also Green out there, and it's Claxton in at the 5 down low. Here's Irving. It's hauled in by Los Angeles.
Now, there's an example of good defense beating good offense.
Those plays can make a difference in a game like this.
Well, you know it's going to fire up, Greg, everybody on that bench.
Making a statement for sure. I mean, we'll see if they can maintain that aggressive approach, guys.
Dinwiddie finds Green. Back to Dinwiddie. Irving against Beverly from deep three-point range. Offensive rebound, Nets. And Green is right there. And the Nets lead by 4.
And they haven't been able to turn it into a big lead, but their rebounding advantage is starting to add up.
Yeah, still close, but with their tough play on the boards, we're certainly seeing the effort.
Kennard, the pass to Cousins. Zubac's with it. And he drops it in from the low post.
And you want him taking big shots for you in big moments. That one was as easy as it gets.
Well, you don't want to give him any open shots at this stage. Never mind a layup. Come on now. My goodness.
Dinwiddie with the bucket.
I understand we're seeing some high-powered offense, but you've got to put up a little more resistance than that.
Come on now. Look, sit back and enjoy the fireworks. Nothing better than good offense.
Now, here's Kennard. Dishes to Cousins. Zubac trying to break loose. Cousins, no good. And it's Cousins with the foul. That's foul number 2 for him. A platoon swap here for Brooklyn. And here's Harden. Passes it to Durant. The kick out to Brown. Back to Durant. Nice ball movement by Brooklyn. The Nets need to get a shot off here. It's stolen by Harris. KD finds Harris. Just over 2.5 minutes played now here in the final quarter of regulation. From 11 feet away. Jump shot is good that time. And breaking down some numbers here, the hustle stats for the Nets.
Their high-energy defensive effort has paid off for them, guys, with more than a few steals over the course of the ballgame.
And how about the work they're doing also on the offensive glass? Creating those extra opportunities has been critical. And, guys, that's the man you want with the ball in his hands on that critical possession. Kawhi being his best in the biggest moments.
And now the Clippers on the break. George has got the ball. And again, Los Angeles with the triple.
He's such a clutch shooter. He just lives for the big shot.
1:41 left to play in the final quarter.
You know, brick after brick after brick. I mean, that's been the story for him this quarter. I mean, he's got to brain it in down the stretch here.
Harris against Leonard. To take the lead. Brooklyn with the rebound. Jordan's got 12 rebounds here tonight. Big time effort. And here's Harris from the arc. KD, that's for 2. Good. And Harris gets the assist. 10 points for Kevin Durant.
Well, Durant knows the team looks to him for this. These kinds of moments. The intensity of the moment never rattles him.
Here's Leonard. Yes! And tie game. That is a huge basket right there.
Boy, and just look at what Leonard is doing.
And it's Harden with the ball for the Nets. On deep. The shot, no good. So Los Angeles will take it the other way. And here they go. Leonard with the ball. Picked up by Harris. And Durant sends it back.
Well, that'll get everybody on the bench fired up. They love to see KD playing some D like that.
Patrick Beverly, he's checked in for Jackson. And then for Brooklyn, Green comes in for Harris. And Irving subbed in for Bruce Brown. Here's Leonard. 5 to shoot. To take the lead. Good!
Well, you just love seeing a player with absolutely no fear.
Cool, calm, collected, and confident in the biggest moment of the game? Yes.
Inside. Kicks it out to Harden. 11 seconds left in the fourth quarter.
Got to make anybody besides Harden shoot the ball there. I mean, he doesn't feel the pressure. He embraces this stuff. It's right in his wheelhouse. Make somebody else shoot it.
Now George. Nice D from Durant. Now a timeout called by Brooklyn. And now let's take a look at the New Balance player of the game, DeAndre Jordan.
And in terms of his shooting, this has been one of the more accurate performances you'll ever see. I mean, he's been in constant motion, creating a lot of good looks for himself. But still, even when you're wide open, you expect to miss some of the time. And that has not been the case.
And that's going to do it for regulation. So we are headed to overtime. And don't go away. We'll be back momentarily. Well, 4 quarters weren't enough to decide this ballgame. Sit back and enjoy as we move on to overtime. So the Clippers win the tip. So the overtime period is now ticking away. Should be fun. All fueled up and ready to go to overtime basketball here. Brought to us by Gatorade. Let's check out who's on the floor. Taking a look at Los Angeles. Paul George is out there at Patrick Beverley. Then it's Marcus Morris. Then there's Kawhi Leonard. And it's Ibaka in its center. Leonard, that's for 2. And a kind roll that time off the rim as that one falls. Leonard's got the first points here in the overtime period for the Clippers. Dinwiddie passes to Harden. Back to Dinwiddie. Harden kicks to Jordan. Here's Durant. Dinwiddie passes to Jordan. Over Morris. The shot by KD. No good. The Clippers in the lead. Outside Leonard. And now they decide to foul intentionally.
Really no idea why you're fouling in a situation like that. You know, maybe there's some bad blood between those two.
Yeah, but that's no excuse for that kind of foul. I mean, that might be an explanation for it, but certainly doesn't justify it. And even then, it's just not a good play.
Good on the bucket.
And George just has an uncanny knack for providing these kinds of baskets. And he makes it look so easy.
Harden outside. Hands it from downtown.
This is not unfamiliar territory for Harden. He is used to being the go-to guy, especially when his team needs a big hoop.
To the right side. Back to Leonard. The Clippers need to get off a shot. And now here's Durant, the fast break opportunity. No luck that time in the shot that would have put them on top. The Clippers shooting it pretty well, close to 50%. George looking around. And there's a whistle that's going to go on James Harden. That'll be his second foul of the game. George with the ball. There's the pass to Leonard. Just 5 on the clock.
And every miss finds its way to his hands. What an impressive performance.
Tell you what, those are crazy numbers, guys. I mean, believe me, I was a good rebounder in my day. It is not easy to corral that many boards in one night.
KD passes to Jordan. Nets passing it around. Durant attacking. Money!
And just look at what Durant is doing. My goodness.
And here's George. He'll bring it up for Los Angeles. Pass to Beverly. Back to George. 6 on the shot clock. And so it's Brooklyn who scrapes by with the win. They had to scrape and claw to push it to overtime, but they really came out. All right, David, great job. Thanks so much. And that'll wrap it up, folks.
2K Sports welcomes you to the following presentation of the NBA.
The Staples Center downtown. Let's take a look at our starters for Portland. The high-powered backcourt pair, Lillard and McCollum. Nurkic is out there with Robert Covington, and it's Powell in at the 3. And for Los Angeles, we've got Kawhi Leonard, Patrick Beverley out there with Paul George. Then it's Marcus Morris, and it's Ibaka in at the 5, roaming the paint. From deep, George. Morris inside. Powell's there. Morris with the bucket. Plenty of experience, Greg, on the floor tonight. How does that shape what we're about to see, do you think?
You know, Kevin, this is one of those games where guys are going to be smart out on the floor. They're going to be in the right positions to make plays. And honestly, this could come down to who makes the bigger, tougher shots.
Nurkic, a beautiful reverse layup.
And with his skill, Nurkic can score from anywhere on the court, but when you're 280, his skills probably better utilized inside.
Now here is Ibaka. Back to Beverley. Outside Leonard from deep. Portland grabs the miss.
And he didn't punish them for the weak coverage there, but they can't count on him to continue missing.
And the basket by McCollum.
Potent with and without the ball. McCollum is a tremendous spot-up shooter.
Here's George following the basket by C.J. McCollum. And it's George missing. First quarter, about a minute and a half in. And here's McCollum for 3. That shot, no good. So the Clippers will take it the other way.
And guys, even though he's in a big market, Kawhi Leonard's still not one for the spotlight.
That is so true. It's not about the fame for him. He's in L.A., but Kawhi Leonard stays in his bubble. All the trappings that come with being a great player, he's truly focused on the love of the game, winning and being the best possible player he can be.
Now, here's Lillard. To the wing right side. That falls. Nice feed that time from McCollum.
And we talk about court awareness. There, McCollum doing a beautiful job spotting the open man.
Here's Beverley. Outside, George. And stolen by Lillard. Got a piece of it. And here is Ibaka. George looking around. An absolute bomb from three-point range.
One of George's main strengths, able to stretch the floor with his outside shooting.
And McCollum launches it from deep. The shot by Lillard wide open. Here's Nurkic. Kicks it out to McCollum. Portland moving the ball around. Gets it to go from beyond the arc. McCollum's got 5 now.
And he gives up some size on that play, but the defender fails to close the gap.
This is why you spend so much time devising ways to space the floor. If you can't, you don't get very far.
From deep, George, and again Los Angeles with the triple.
Though he doesn't show a lot of expression, PG-13 is ultra competitive. Claps back from distance.
High post, Nurkic. Lillard up top, defended by Beverley. And Lillard kicks to Covington. And too much time in the lane. They get called for the 3-second violation. And it's a completely new group for Los Angeles. The Clippers in the lead. approaching about 3.5 minutes played in the first quarter. Cousins, it's good on the putback.
Well, he's a guy who is built for these kind of plays. DeMarcus using his size and skill to full advantage.
Lillard dishes to Covington. Back to Lillard. Over Jackson. Offensive rebound. Covington kicks to Powell. No good on the triple.
And they had some botched coverage that turned into no coverage.
Drains it from beyond the arc.
Yeah, this looks like a pregame shoot-around with all the threes they're allowing.
There's 53 seconds left to play in the first quarter.
Well, I'll tell you what, he's going to buy himself a ticket to the bench. If he keeps shooting it like that, he has been putrid here this quarter.
Jackson passes to Zubac. Batum against Powell. Outside for Jackson. Clock at 6. Pass to Cousins. Here's over Covington. Tries again. Pass to Kennard. Cousins against Covington. Cousins, the pass to Zubac. And contact on the shot, so he'll be shooting free throws here. It's going to be on Yusuf Nurkic.
Yeah, way to play in attack mode and get to the line.
Off on that one, so he goes 1 for 2 at the line. Hollis Jefferson passes to Jones. That one's off, still out of sync.
I'll tell you what, I think he thought that was going in. I sure did.
Kennard for 3. And he was able to put it up in time, but doesn't fall. And so it's Los Angeles, bringing the quarter to a close with a 7-point lead. A look at the field goal percentage numbers tells the story of what...
I know that when the main guy...
He's willing to bear the brunt, and he's also looking out for others.
Great leadership. His teammates seem to rally around that, and it's why every team he's on is a difficult out.
And thanks again for tuning in. If you're just joining us, we've played through 1 quarter of action so far. And taking a look at Los Angeles' performance here, what have they been doing or not doing?
Stingy on the defensive end in that first quarter. They were just getting up into people.
Yeah, they were very physical and very aggressive. They've just been the better team so far.
DeMarcus Cousins out there with Batum. Then it's Luke Kennard. And there's Jackson, and it's Zubac in at the pivot spot, manning the middle. They're the group out there for the Clippers starting the second quarter. And Kennard wide open. He shoots. The Clippers rebound. Second shot opportunity, and Cousins puts it back in. Cousins has got 4 points in the quarter.
Solid rebound there, and with the score like it is, that's an area where they can't afford to get lazy.
To the paint. Here's Anthony. Uses the glass to finish the layup.
And their shots are falling now with more regularity than we saw at first.
Jackson with it. He's been patient so far. Nothing on the scoreboard yet. And he gets the whistle. 2 free throws coming up.
And at his peak, Reggie Jackson is one of the better guards in the league. He's still got that confidence.
Yes, he does. Injury slowed him down, but still able to create his shot anytime he wants. You know, he was the 24th pick in 2011. I think it's safe for us to say Jackson's outplayed that draft slot.
And that one clearly a foul. Gets the whistle, and 2 shots coming up. It's on Nicholas Batum. Greg, not all drafts are the same in terms of talent. 2019 was a year to remember.
No doubt about it. I mean, transcendent talent at the top. You think of Zion and Ja, both could be future league MVPs. And the irony is that those 2 guys were teammates in high school. Go figure.
Yeah, go figure is right. Jackson kicks to Zubac. It's good. He makes his first shot of the game.
And that's what the pump fake's there for. Get your man off his feet and drive right around him.
Here's Simons, guarded by Jackson. Hollis Jefferson in the post. Nice fake, but the layup off the mark. Los Angeles leading by 9. Jackson kicks to Kennard. Back to Jackson. There's the triple. Kennard's shot is off.
In this first half, he has really fallen in love with the three. So far, not paying dividends.
Good.
And that assist got him a little nod from his teammate after that one.
Jackson finds Batum. A second chance effort. Kennard for 3. Good. And it's Cousins picking up the assist. Kennard's got 6.
This is what Cousins gives you. Good recognition. The ability to make plays for his teammates.
Here's Simons. Here's Cantor. And he banks in the layup. Cantor's got his first basket.
Yeah, field goal percentage above 50 now. Their offense is starting to show.
Jackson passes to Kennard. Left side Jackson. Back to Cousins. Over Anthony. Cousins with the bucket. Cousins has got the lead back up to 10 now for the Clippers.
Aggressive move by one of the most talented bigs in the game. DeMarcus Cousins is focused right now.
Hollis Jefferson passes to Anthony. Yep, that one goes.
And they haven't worked it inside as much as they did earlier in the game. Now that they have the lead, they don't seem as determined to pound it down low.
The Trailblazers have gone 2 for 2 in the game at the line. George up top, covered by Hollis Jefferson. And there it is for him.
At 6'8", Paul George is a threat inside, looking very comfortable from in there.
Now the pass to Cantor. Over Ibaka. Cantor kicks to Hollis Jefferson. Passes to Simons. Anthony taking his time here. And it's Jones finishing it off.
Oh, forget about going for the long-range bomb to cut into that lead. Just take it to the hoop, my friend.
And how? Brilliant throwdown. Here's Leonard. Beverly dishes to Ibaka. That one doesn't drop. Excellent D from Cantor. Shoots over Leonard. And it's the Clippers with the rebound. They've led by as much as 10. Shoots, and he gets the whistle for the 3-second call. Lillard from deep three-point land. No good on the quick 3.
And when you are as good a shooter as he is, you have to have the confidence.
Thanks, David. And we'll be back shortly following halftime to get the third quarter underway.
The 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hey, everybody. Good to see you back here on our halftime show. The Clippers have the edge here at halftime. They've got the 7-point lead. And
we've got third quarter of basketball for you. 2 quarters in the books. Without question, George is displaying his skills today.
Man, he's been running wild on them through that first half. Absolute dynamite on offense.
This is his challenge, to continue to dominate, to help them try to close strong here in the second half.
Here's who Terry Stotts is starting the second half with. Pairing up in the backcourt, Lillard and McCollum. Robert Covington out there with Powell, and it's Nurkic.
Well, we know Leonard's an elite two-way machine, but there he shows us the artistry.
Here's Lillard, buried from 15 feet out.
Now that's a high percentage look when the D doesn't fight over the screen.
Reason why it takes extra energy to do it. You have to trust your defensive rotations, but it's worth it.
Leonard with no one around. Misses the step-back jump shot. Trailblazers trail by 7. McCollum kicks to Covington. Nurkic the pass to And foul on the shot. He'll shoot 2 at the free throw line. Serge Ibaka picks one up there.
Just a load. I mean, at 7 feet, Nurkic also moves well, and that combo gets him to the line a bunch.
A new generation of players, Greg, coming into the NBA alongside your son Cole. We've got a lot of players who I think are going to have a long-term impact on this game.
There's no doubt about it. Listen, I hope Cole can have the kind of impact that some of these guys are, but look at the Grizzlies. I think they got 2 terrific ones. Ja Morant has superstar written all over him. Brandon Clark probably surprised some people with his ability to have an impact. And if you look at this past draft, Obi Toppin is one to watch. This is a guy with great size and length who was a perimeter player until he had a growth spurt. So those are the types of players that I think when you combine athleticism and skill with the way the court is spaced, man, can have a tremendous impact in this game.
3 out of 4 coming out of the half, showing good execution on the offensive end.
Into the third we go. 2 minutes in now. To the middle. Deflects the pass. It's stolen by Ibaka. And here we go with Morris running it up the court. And he overshot that one, missing. Trailblazers trail by 8.
And as he gets deeper into his career, Serge Ibaka's shooting continues to improve. What a great job he's done of changing how he scores.
It's very impressive because a late bloomer Serge Ibaka has been on the offensive end. Let's look at last season, his highest point per game average, and he's in his 11th NBA season. That still has great efficiency on the offensive end, but sometimes he's overlooked as a scorer on this team. And a bump this quarter, he's trying to shoot his way out of it.
It's stolen by Morris. Right side, Leonard. From the wing. That's good on the jump shot. Leonard's got the lead up to 10 now for Los Angeles.
Another good play. This is how they built the lead, calling on the right guys at the right time.
The reason why they stayed aggressive, and they have not let up this entire night. And at this point, I wouldn't expect them to.
Beverly against Lillard. Outside, George. 5 on the clock. This is to Ibaka. The Clippers need to get off a shot, and they'll turn it over. Could not get off a shot. 24-second violation. Second half here. We're just over 3.5 minutes into it. Jackson against Lillard. Pulls up on the elbow. The putback controls the rebound and puts it back up and in.
They should continue to get the ball inside. The defense struggling to contain them.
Now here's Jackson. Kennard, the pass to Cousins. Back to Kennard for the 3. Good. And it's Cousins picking up the assist. Kennard's got 9.
When Kennard is that set up, he almost can't miss. Such a skilled shooter.
Back to Lillard. From deep three-point range, DeMarcus Cousins comes up with the rebound. And here's Cousins. He'll bring it up for Los Angeles. Jackson passes to Kennard. And the dunk by Zubac.
Oh, inflicting some punishment with the two-hand flush.
They're going for the throat. Lillard attacking. Yep, it counts. Lillard's got 8 points here in this quarter.
Almost unstoppable on the drive. Lillard's talent for ball handling, letting him just cut through the defense.
Now Jackson. Pass to Kennard. And so it's Los Angeles. Ahead by 9 as the quarter comes to a close. Their lead is where it is because they've gotten good shots. A lot of good shots. And don't go away. We'll be right back. And with 3 quarters behind us, let's see what this fourth period holds in store for us. DeMarcus Cousins out there with Ivica Zubac. Then there's Jackson. Then it's Luke Kennard. And it's Batum in at the 3. That's who's out there for the Clippers. And it's Cousins with the foul. That's his first foul. Trailblazers trail by 9. Out to Anthony. Unloads from 9. That one off the back iron and out. And Los Angeles guys shooting 52% from the floor. Nice work so far from them. And he makes that one. Batum's got the first field goal of the fourth quarter here for Los Angeles. Here's Simons. And he finishes nicely on the layup.
And defensively, they are on their heels every time the ball comes inside.
Clippers leading by 9. And here's Jackson. Got a piece of it. And here we go. Trailblazers with a fast break. And Jones with the stuff.
Now that could be a major moment in this game. Just when we thought this contest might be over, a steal, a fast break, and it's hold everything time.
And the Clippers call time here.
Well, it's a players' league, but certainly coaching has its place.
Yeah, if that weren't the case, you wouldn't see so many coaching changes in the offseason.
On the sideline, let's catch up with Hall of Famer David Aldridge.
Kevin, during the last break, I heard Tyronn Lue talking with his team. He told them this is a game of runs. It's a game of momentum. We may have the lead now, but I'm telling you guys, it can evaporate in a hurry. Let's close this thing out. Kevin?
The developing field Reggie Jackson has for scoring inside, playing much more under control these days.
Here's Simons. Lays it up off the glass. Simons has got 4 points in the quarter.
And they're beginning to just flat out fall apart defensively right now, especially on the interior.
So Portland ends up going with the new group. We're about 2 minutes into the fourth quarter in this one. Beverly finds Leonard. Free throw line jump shot. Rebound by Nurkic. Nurkic has got 6 rebounds here tonight. Lillard from outside. Morris with the rebound. Clippers leading by 7. Here's Leonard. Feeds it to Ibaka. George with no one around. Offline with his 3.
Okay, that's frustrating. You work hard to get these open looks. You know he liked that one back.
The Clippers have gone 2 for 5 on field goal attempts in the fourth quarter. Leonard looking over the floor. It's George on the wing. Shot clock at 6. Leonard dishes to Beverly. The feed to Ibaka. And that'll be 2 free throws coming up. Officials on the call with the foul. It goes on C.J. McCollum.
Well, it's important to get points any way you can, and Ibaka's turned himself into a good free throw shooter.
Well, he's come through for them at the line today, and you love having a big fella who's so capable on his free throw.
Lillard, the pass to McCollum. Up again. He hangs in there and cashes in on the second chance points.
And this is where Nurkic gets a lot of his points, staying active even after the shot goes up.
George against McCollum. In the corner, it's Morris. Leonard kicks to George. From past the arc. They get the rebound. Back to Leonard. The 3. Good on the three-point shot. And the Clippers lead by 10.
That time he kept it himself. Leonard playing a chess game on the pick and roll.
Lillard outside. And they come right back with their own three-pointer. Lillard's got 11 in the second half. And so George will bring it up for the Clippers. They've led by as many as 11 points. Pass to Beverly. Up top, Ibaka. Guarded by Powell. Back to Ibaka. Powell with the steal.
Every second counts now. They can't.
Oh!
Yes!
And when it matters most, the coach has the confidence that McCollum will deliver.
35 seconds left to play here in the fourth. Powell with the steal.
And looking for a very quick shot here.
They have very little time to run a play, and then, of course, they also need to foul.
Really no idea why you're fouling in a situation like that. You know, maybe there's some bad blood between those two.
Beautiful contest there by one of the most tenacious defenders in the game, Patrick Beverley. At the end of the day, when the ball goes up, there's no substitute for effort.
They'll be trying to take as much time off the clock as they can.
Exactly. Expect to see longer possessions from this point on.
Just 1 second between the shot clock and game clock. George with the ball. Covington with the steal. Now a timeout called by Portland. What do you think, guys?
Well, you need the three here. A quick one. I mean, very quick. Has to be catch and shoot. One fluid motion. A very difficult shot, but it is definitely not impossible.
And now we present our New Balance player of the game, DeMarcus Cousins.
And he's just been crushing it from the field tonight, Kevin. Whether it's been on open looks or with the guy draped all over him, he just hadn't missed much. With his percentage in the sky-high range, they've had no choice but to make him their #1 option on every trip.
So it's Los Angeles taking the W in a close one. That, all right, David, thank you. And that'll do it, folks.
CLA Sports welcomes you to the following presentation of the NBA.
The Bucks coming into the arena confident they'll be walking out.
Hey, Kevin.
Terrific. David, thanks. Here are the starters for Milwaukee. Giannis is the 4 with Lopez the 5. Dante DiVincenzo, he's out there with Holiday, and it's Middleton in at the 3 spot. And for the Clippers, we've got Patrick Beverley. Kawhi Leonard is out there with Marcus Morris. Then it's Paul George, and it's Ibaka in at the center. Now here is Holiday. 2 terrific defenses tonight, Greg. They do it in a variety of ways. It's been hard for either team to score.
You know, strong on ball, in help, in transition, and both coaches doing such a great job of making the adjustments. And listen, the reality is defense still can be a factor in determining who wins and who loses.
And we're seeing it right before our eyes.
Hard to figure out how he doesn't knock that one down. No defender in sight.
And Antetokounmpo, good for the basket. Starting off 1 for 1 with that shot.
So strong. Giannis has really added some bulk since entering the league. Helps him absorb the contact.
And here we go. Holiday heading to the hoop. And the slam dunk by Antetokounmpo.
And if you're looking to make a big play with the pass, you've got to love Giannis. He's a big target on those alley-oop lobs.
Now, here's George. Leonard, the pass to Morris.
Really the right play defensively. If you can't block, force them to the line.
The Clippers shooting their first free throws of the game.
Yeah, and 79% from the line as a team a season ago. Pretty reliable in that regard.
You know, there's a toughness and an energy about Marcus Morris that elevates any team he plays for. This guy is an incredible teammate.
Lopez finds Holiday from deep. That shot off the mark. And here's Beverley. He brings it up for the Clippers. 4-point game. Down low. It's Ibaka. That time on the assist by Morris.
Well, there's incredible height and reach and length and touch from the inside when we're talking about Serge Ibaka.
The first quarter of action, 2 minutes in. Here's Holiday. No good on that one. 2-on-1 as they jump out on the break. The shot by George, wide open. And trying for the go-ahead basket. It doesn't go in.
Giannis Antetokounmpo has said he doesn't want people calling him the MVP because he doesn't want to relax. He said he fears failure, so he has got to get better.
Boy, having a hard time making shots. Just 1 for 4 to start this game.
And now the Clippers on the break. Taken away by Holiday. Fast break, here they come. Ball's knocked loose. DiVincenzo against Morris. Holiday, no one around him. Milwaukee, no good that time either. But Greg, there's been some debate. What do you think? Is Giannis the best player right now in the world?
I tell you what, if there's a conversation, he has to be in it. You know, some people might go with Kawhi, Kevin Durant. He's coming back. LeBron James is there as well. But Giannis is probably the guy to lead that conversation.
This guy is a pick-your-poison kind of player. Very hard defensively to cover all your bases with him.
Pass to Morris. Holiday against Beverly. Morris trying to free himself up, and that one's good. Beverly.
Well, this guy is a fighter. Patrick Beverly will not back down from contact.
Antetokounmpo dishes to Holiday. That one, no good.
Boy, a tough go for him in this quarter. You can see how desperately he wants to get things started. He just can't make a shot.
Yeah, not sure what that was about. I mean, talk about a brain cramp.
Morris looking over the floor. George against DiVincenzo. 6 on the shot clock. Back to George. Nice passing here by Los Angeles. Ibaka, no luck. And so Holiday will bring it up for the Milwaukee Bucks. DiVincenzo gets the bucket.
And I tell you, Antetokounmpo's evolved into one of the better passing forwards in our league. And when the defense is focused on you that much, you need to be able to find the open man.
And here is Los Angeles now after the basket by Milwaukee. Fast break, Milwaukee. Here's DiVincenzo.
And the best part of that sequence wasn't Holiday's steal, but his quick decision to push the ball and start the break. That's when the D's most vulnerable, and he took advantage.
Outside, George. And it's sent back by Lopez.
I'll tell you, they're trying to cut into this lead, but he has not hit one this period.
And we have an intentional foul there, GA. Wish I could say why.
That one's pretty strange. I mean, no idea what got into his head right there.
Passes it to DiVincenzo. Feeds to Lopez. And the dunk by Lopez.
Boy, you love Lopez's effort. This guy dunking is easy for him, right? He's close to the rim, 7 foot. Come on now.
Kennard for 3. And that shot was up in time, but doesn't go in. And so it's the Milwaukee Bucks holding on to an 8-point lead, heading in. And earlier we checked in with Giannis Antetokounmpo, who had this to say about losing to the Raptors back in 2019.
I think the most important lesson that I got.
All part of the process of achieving greatness.
Yeah, and most guys have had to go through it. MJ, LeBron, leading a team to a championship rarely happens early on.
And hope you've enjoyed the broadcast so far. Halfway through the first half in this one. When you consider how the Bucks are doing, what do you guys think?
What we saw in that first quarter, they won their matchup defensively.
I think across the board, a number of guys have done a great job guarding multiple positions.
Batuma's out there with DeMarcus Cousins. Then it's Luke Kennard. Then it's Ivica Zubac. And it's Jackson in at the point. So that's the lineup on the floor for the Clippers. Lopez outside. This one for 3. Batum grabs the miss. Clippers trail by 6. Here's Jackson, and the dunk by Jackson.
It's easy to forget about Jackson's bunnies, but he's more than happy to remind you.
And Milwaukee calls their first time out of the game. Greg, you showed toughness and grit when you played. You've got to succeed in this league with those things at the forefront, right? Being tough, being gritty. And there are several players whose style you admire that play like that.
I mean, no doubt about it. You have the superstars, the Kawhis, the LeBrons, who continue to do it. They can intimidate you physically, but they also provide tremendous skill set. But 2 other guys, Russell Westbrook, Jimmy Butler, they're also guys that exemplify that toughness. 2 guys, when you look at those 2, a lot of people didn't project them to be what they've become, and it's impressive to watch them take the floor night in and night out.
You know, that an area where Tucker continues to improve, making the extra pass.
Jackson passes to Zubac. And here's Kennard. Zubac kicks to Kennard. For 3. That one misses. So Milwaukee will take it the other way. Boy, Greg, there is a lot to like offensively for Luke Kennard.
I tell you, he can shoot it. He's a crafty finisher and really improving as a passer. The question mark is the defensive end. 6'5" in height and wingspan, not a leap tool, so he's got to get by on his instincts and his anticipation.
Pass to Cousins. Good, nice job down low.
Well, even though Cousins has increased his range over the years, you still love when he imposes his will on the inside.
Stolen by Jackson. Fires the three. Rebound, Milwaukee. Here's Connaughton. There's the lob to Portis. Not going to go that time.
And the timing just not there on that attempted alley-oop.
Just a missed connection, and it happens. I'm sure they will go back to it if given the opportunity.
The pass to Kennard. Back to Jackson. To the middle. Finally gets one to fall. He's now 1 for 5 with his first make.
And they're beginning to just flat out fall apart defensively right now, especially on the interior.
Here's Connaughton. Kennard covering. And Tucker kicks to Portis. No problems knocking that one down.
Well, deliver the pass where your teammate can do something with it. Nice.
And here's Jackson. Pass to Kennard. A 3-ball. It's good. The assist this time from Jackson. Kennard's got 5 points in the quarter.
And you want more of this from Jackson. The more unselfish he is, the better the team.
Stolen away. Nice job to interrupt the alley-oop attempt there. Passes it to Cousins. Outside for Jackson. They shoot again. Rebounded by Tucker.
I'm sure he's kicking himself. He hates to blow that kind of opportunity.
And it's good for 2. And the Bucks lead by 3.
And they've repeatedly probed inside in the first half, guys, and it's paid off.
Pass to Kennard. Takes a 3. The shot misses. So Milwaukee will take it the other way.
The shooting numbers just aren't there yet in the quarter.
Connaughton passes to Tucker. Right side Teague. Stolen by Zubac. And here we go. Oh, a nice defensive play to disrupt the alley-oop. And up the court come the Bucks on the break. And it's another Milwaukee shot right there going in.
Well, they've won the battle of transition buckets, and those easy points have helped them build this lead.
Well, this is their pace. This is exactly how they want to play. A little fast, a little loose.
Here's Zubac. With 4 seconds on the clock, it's deflected. And that'll do it for the first half of All right, Dave, thank you. And time now for the halftime break with the third quarter.
And now, the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hey again, everybody. It's Milwaukee with the advantage at the half. They have a 5-point lead. Kenny, give us your... And that'll do...
And if you're just joining us, we've played through the first half in a game that's been fairly even so far. And so Cousins will bring it up for the Los Angeles Clippers, trailing by 5. All fueled up and ready to go. Let's reset the lineups courtesy of Gatorade for the second half of basketball. On the court for the Bucks, they've got P.J. Tucker. He's out there with Bobby Portis. And it's Nora in at the small forward position. Portis can't get it to go.
He is too good a shooter, guys, to be left open like that. The defense just dodged a bullet there.
With the putback, Nora grabs the board.
Well, an 0-for-3 start to the half. You need to pick it up and start to put some pressure on your opponent.
And the whistle blows. It'll be on Pat Connaughton. That's his first foul. A platoon swap here for Milwaukee. Clippers trail by 5. They could use a big shot here to get this offense going.
Too many empty possessions. Right now, they need a basket.
And there's the pass to Cousins. Over onto Kumbo. Outside for Batum. The rebound by the Bucks.
Boy, 9 times out of 10, that's going in. I'm sure he surprised himself with the miss.
Clippers have gone 0-4 from the field in the second half, yet to find the mark.
Boy, that was a much-needed bucket in the second half, and now 1 for 5.
Bucks leading by 3. Holiday looking over the floor. From deep three-point range, and that one is off.
And the well is running dry for him right now. Nothing falling.
And this is where you hope that he can find something easy so he can see the ball go through the net.
And it's a completely new group for Los Angeles. Pass to Leonard. Over Giannis. Not enough on that one as it misses. Milwaukee has gone 0 of 2 from deep to start things here in the second half. And Kawhi Leonard, one of the league's most dominant rebounders, Doris, from the wing position.
Board man gets paid. That was his motto from back in high school and college. It's all about hard work and earning your keep, according to Kawhi.
And Middleton kicks to Antetokounmpo. Holiday trying to free himself up. And the call on the shot that sends him to the line. Serge Ibaka picks one up there. First trip to the free throw line for him in this one.
And you know, you'll take what he can give you from the free throw line. Looking at his numbers, just really not one of his strengths. Shooting in the low 60s last season.
Now, here's George. No points in the game yet for him. Makes good on the step-back jumper.
There's a rhythm with which Paul George plays the game of basketball. That pace is so important.
Holiday finds DiVincenzo. Lopez left side. Here's Giannis. And the shot goes in. Giannis has got 4 this quarter. Just over 2.5 minutes gone by here in the second half. George looking around. There's the 3. It's hauled in by Giannis. Giannis has got his 4th rebound with that last one here tonight. DiVincenzo with it. Outguarded by Giannis. The high post shot. DiVincenzo with the rebound.
I guess even he has to miss one of those once in a while.
The shot by Middleton wide open. And Holiday is right there. Holiday's got his first points in this one.
Well, not sure who was responsible for the block out, but this guy got in there and dug out his points.
Leonard on the wing. On the wing, Morris. And it's off the back rim, no good.
Well, they'll be happy with that look, even though it didn't fall.
I think expect them to go back to it because that's the kind of shot this offense is designed to generate.
And with his length and explosiveness, it's never a surprise to see Giannis get points on the offensive glass. Great nose for the ball.
And Ibaka slams it in.
And although an undersized center, more than making up for it with some serious hops.
Giannis high post. Leonard's there. Here's Antetokounmpo. And Antetokounmpo slams it in.
In the long strides of Antetokounmpo, once he gets downhill, there's almost no stopping.
Now here is Ibaka to the inside. It's stolen by Antetokounmpo. And they're on the break. Here's DiVincenzo. 2 free throws coming up, and they call the shooting foul. The Bucks shooting their 3rd and 4th free throw shots of the night.
Yeah, last year, collectively, only 74% from the line.
Good on both. Clippers trail by 11. We've got a 9-second difference between the shot clock and the game clock. Here's George. That one doesn't go. And Milwaukee will come the other way.
I'll tell you, it feels all night like this guy's been forcing shots, rushing shots. He's really struggling on the offensive end.
DiVincenzo kicks to Antetokounmpo. And the slam dunk by Antetokounmpo.
And how about the initiative there from Antetokounmpo? Excellent at seeing lanes to the basket and then just taking advantage.
Giannis Antetokounmpo, he's feeling it tonight and has been the driving force for the Milwaukee. Now let's take a look at our assist of the game presented by State Farm.
And he sliced the D wide open with his feed. They had no chance to prevent that basket.
Well, that's what a great pass will do, right? You love the unselfish play.
And as we head into the fourth, we'll see if there's a comeback in the works or if it's more of the same from the first three quarters. Patrick Beverly out there with Paul George. Then it's Marcus Morris. Then there's Kawhi Leonard. And it's Ibaka in at the 5. That's who's out there for the Clippers.
Boy, this guy just can't buy a bucket, and yet they have the advantage. Not everyone has the green light to take that free in transition, but he does, especially with the defense already set up protecting the paint.
Antetokounmpo inside. He's covered by Leonard. Outside Holiday. And the officials calling for a 3-second violation. And so it's Morris with it. He'll bring it up for Los Angeles. It's a 10-point game. The 3 from George. Buries the long-range jumper. George has got 6 points in the quarter.
I'll tell you, you have got to have a short memory. You put a poor first half behind you, and you get to work here in the second.
And so they foul intentionally. A platoon swap here for the Clippers. Teague surveying the D. Banked in off the glass. And the Bucks lead by 9.
Well, we've seen that movie a few times, haven't we? An easy bucket in the paint.
Jackson passes to Kennard. Back to Jackson. And the shot is good.
And good to see Jackson finish closer in. Not a guard who just chucks up threes. Can find the creases with that handle.
And the call will be against Luke Kennard. That's his first foul. First minute and a half of basketball played here in the fourth quarter. Batum with the steal.
You know, anticipation is a huge part of defense, and he played it perfectly right there.
Now, here's Kennard. Tight defense on him, and he takes that one up and powers it through.
Nice little run here to shrink that deficit, but can they get over the hump?
Yeah, it feels like they've ramped up their intensity. They have forced good things to happen. Now they're back in it.
And there is no better way to add to the lead.
Isn't that true, GA, especially when the slam is coming from the point guard?
That's got to be a little bit deflating to the defense, guys. Getting kicked when you're down. My goodness.
Good on that shot. And with that, the Bucks' lead is cut down to just 4 points in the bucket from Kennard. Just under 2.5 minutes gone here in the final quarter. Portis buries it down low.
Well, a point guard must understand window of opportunity, and Jeff Teague specializes in exactly that.
Teague against Jackson. Passes it to Zubac. The rebound by the Bucks. Portis has got 6 rebounds in the game. Mora, the pass to Forbes. 6 to shoot. Offline from the high post. Clippers trail by 6. Pass to Zubac. There's the feed to Cousins. Kennard for 3. Milwaukee with the rebound. 13 points was their biggest lead in the game. And Forbes kicks it to Tucker. And Zubac picks up the foul. That is his first foul of the game. We've played just over 3.5 minutes now in the fourth quarter. Here's Holiday. Lopez controls the rebound and puts it back up and in. And the Bucks lead by 8.
Well, it's just solid awareness by Brook Lopez, working hard to get his team a second opportunity.
The 3 from George. And Chris Middleton pulls it down.
You know what, though? Sometimes you can be too open. I think it may have surprised him, and that's why he missed.
And Holiday is good for 3.
Guys, I think this is a game they have to feel good about as we wind through the final moments here in what looks to be a solid win for the Bucks.
This was a very efficient offense tonight.
And they found a way to get their shots to go down. A little luck didn't hurt. A lot of their 50-50 shots fell their way.
The one player that really stands out, of course, in this one, it was a dazzling game for Giannis Antetokounmpo.
They simply can't stop him right now. This guy playing with passion and focus.
30 seconds left here in the fourth quarter. Beverly, the pass to George. Launches a 3, and there's the foul. It goes on Serge Ibaka. That'll be his second foul of the game. Here's Milwaukee now. They have a 9-point lead. In the corner, it's DiVincenzo. Lopez dishes to Antetokounmpo. Outside Holiday. From deep. And so the Bucks take the win. A solid win on the... David, thank you as always. And that's going to do it tonight, folks. For
2K Sports welcomes you to the following presentation of the NBA.
Coming right up. Welcome to 2K Sports for another. Here are the starters for Los Angeles. They've got Paul George. Kawhi Leonard is out there with Ibaka. Then it's Marcus Morris, and it's Jackson in at the 1. And for Brooklyn, we've got Harden. Durant is out there with Joe Harris. Then there's Brown, and it's Jordan in at the 5, roaming the paint. Now here's Jackson. It's hauled in by DeAndre Jordan.
Yeah, he just flat out tricked that one, missed it, and has no one to blame but himself.
And, well, he's been the NBA's leader in blocks multiple times. Ibaka just has that rare instinct for it.
Some veterans on these teams, Clark. What are you looking for and how that will impact the game?
Well, I think both of these teams have a really solid roster. And I love the blend of experience and youth. When you have NBA experience on the floor, there's just a level of play that you see at the defensive end that makes it enjoyable for me. So I think that's what we'll see tonight. Experienced pros getting after it.
Here's George after the basket by Brooklyn.
And this is one of George's main strengths, a phenomenal mid-range scorer.
First quarter, just over a minute played. Pass to KD from deep. He can't get that one. And the Clippers will come the other way. Here's Leonard. The shot comes out. Good D by Harden. For Brooklyn, they've gone 1 of 3 from the field to start this one so far. Harris kicks to Durant. Out to Harris. Pass to Harden. Fires for 3. And KD the bucket on the assist from Harden.
Just was a step beyond the half-court line. Durant a threat to let it fly. Great range.
Jackson passes to Leonard. Just about 2 minutes into the game. First quarter of basketball. Can hit the step-back jump shot.
I didn't see that miss coming. I mean, he's usually been money from that range.
Here's Harris. Rebound by the Clippers.
Very dangerous to leave a guy like that open. Lucky break there for the D.
To the inside. KD dishes to Jordan. Hit his foot. And it's whistled a kick. And now another look at that mobile one-block defensive performance.
And early in a game, these sorts of plays really can set the tone.
Here in the first, just under 2.5 minutes played so far. Back to Harden. Lock at 6. And here's Harris from the arc.
And when Morris is playing with intensity like this, his defense can really shine through.
Here's Leonard. That falls. Nice speed that time from George.
You gotta love his hustle, leaving the defense no time to react.
And, you know, you're going to get those buckets, guys, when you're quick to get out on the break. Get that ball up the court as fast as you can.
Now here's Durant. We've got 1:55 left to play here in the first. Jordan kicks to Harden. And the jam by Harden.
You know, big guys like Jordan who can facilitate are really valuable. Spots the open man and gets it right to him.
Oh, Leonard in position. Some solid defense there from KD.
Not really his best quarter as far as scoring. Let's see if he can eventually get back on track.
Harden with it. George picks him up. Lets it go from deep. And James Harden with the 3. Harden's got 7 points in the game.
And, you know, Harden is super reliable from outside the arc. He's got that sweet lefty stroke, and it's a thing of beauty to watch.
And he's really trying to get them back into it, but the results just have not been there.
Brown the pass to KD. And there's the whistle. 3-second violation. And a new group out there on the floor for the Nets. Or the Clippers. Clippers trail by 4. Now Beverly. Now the pass to Kennard. There's 48 seconds left here in the opening quarter. Here's Zubats. It's hauled in by Claxton.
Boy, that defense smothered him in there. Love the intensity.
Here's Green. An easy 2 points on the layup.
Yeah, another nice bucket down low. They've really been able to work the ball into the post effectively here so far.
Now here's Beverly. Pass to Kennard. And they get it. Shooting foul as the whistle blows. He'll shoot 2 free throws. Jeff Green picks one up.
You know, Cousins is not the guy you want to put on the line because he's a pretty good foul shooter for a big guy.
16 seconds left in the first quarter of the game. And here is Irving. Comes up empty from 19 feet out. 1 second left. That shot off. And that does it for the first quarter. Nets out in front, up 4. Naturally a ball-dominant player, James Harden talked to him.
Yeah, that's the goal. That's the goal, of course.
Giving their offense another dynamic.
And it also helps him preserve some energy for those big moments in the big games.
And for those of you just tuning in, the second quarter of action is where we're at right now. And taking a look at the Nets' performance here, guys, what jumps out to you, stats-wise?
You got to credit their defense, communicating, rotating, making plays on the ball.
They've got them rattled. It's only the first quarter, and already they've made enough big plays on defense to last really an entire game.
And a chance here presented by Gatorade to see who's on the floor, all fueled up and ready to go for the start of the second quarter. Setting the floor for the Clippers. DeMarcus Cousins out there with Batum. Then it's Luke Kennard. Then it's Ivica Zubac. And it's Beverly in at the point guard. Brooklyn leading by 4. At the elbow, Green. Pass to Irving. Right side, Griffin. Back to Irving, and too much time in the lane. They get called for the 3-second violation. And here's Cousins. He'll bring it up for the Clippers.
They need a bucket in a big way here to regain some confidence.
Griffin against Kennard. And the foul is called. He intentionally grabbed him there for some reason. I don't know.
Kevin, all I can think of is that he's trying to slow the game down a little bit.
Right.
That's a stretch, though. Definitely a strange move on his part.
Now here's Griffin. Chalk up 2 there. Griffin's got the lead up to 6 now for the Nets.
And how about Griffin continuing to own the paint? A fantastic power forward with good touch from there.
Here's Kennard. He's gotten some minutes, but nothing on the board yet. Here's Zubac. Got it. Good job in the low post.
Now, how about how he sets his man up there, runs him right into the screen, and then gets the basket.
Dinwiddie outside. Feeds it to Irving. Dinwiddie against Beverly. Kicks it out to Dinwiddie. Shot clock at 5. Off target from 3-point range. Clippers trail by 4. Pass to Kennard. The 3. They get it again. It's good on the putback.
Yeah, just a terrific job of just staying with it. Nice.
For Brooklyn, they've gone 1 of 3 to start out the second quarter. Outside, Green. Second quarter of play with almost 3 minutes gone.
And you really can't forget about Green's speed. So effective on the drive.
Beverly deciding where to go with it. Cousins with it. Nice D from Griffin. Pushing it up. Claxton with the bucket. Today, Greg, we see a lot more friendly rivals. Does that bother you?
Not at all. I mean, people like to say, well, our era had the rivalries were more bitter. I disagree with that. I think guys are every bit as competitive today as they've ever been.
It's good to hear.
They just also have more exposure and opportunity to be around one another. Kids today growing up, they've been playing against each other since the 5th, 6th grade in national tournaments. When we played, we didn't get to see the other top players around the country. So I think that was one reason why you didn't have a closeness with guys that unless you were on the same team.
Brooklyn with the ball after the basket by Los Angeles. And there's the call on Patrick Beverley. That is his first foul of the game. And it's a completely new group for Los Angeles. Over in the corner, Brown. Nice ball movement by Brooklyn. And now the fast break. George with the ball. Now the feed to Ibaka. DeAndre Jordan grabs the miss. Jordan's got his 4th rebound in this one. Here's Harris. KD on the wing. Back to Harden. Over George. Excellent D there from George. Clippers trail by 4. Leonard inside. Harris is there. Morris kicks to Ibaka. Here's George. Back to Ibaka. Tries again. That falls. Nice feed that time from George.
And it's good to see George concentrate on getting the ball to the open man. Excellent floor awareness.
Harden surveying the D. Shot from 12. A nice shot by KD. KD's got 5 now.
Well, you like guys who can work that in-between area, really keeps the defense honest.
And I tell you what, guys, I mean, with this combination of size and touch, he's a real threat from mid-range.
No good from 18. And a close game so far through the... All right, David, thank you. We'll be back after halftime for the start of the 3rd quarter.
The 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hello again. Brooklyn found themselves in a close game in the first. Their field goal percentage was a... Thanks for joining.
Second half of basketball upon us. We may be in for an exciting finish based on how close of a game it's been so far. You gotta like what Harden has done in this game so far.
He's done a fantastic job of finding open space to operate within the first few quarters.
And you know what? It helped that they had a few guys with very hot hands on the perimeter, too.
Jordan is out there with Durant. Then it's Harden. Then there's Brown. And it's Harris, and it's small forward. So that's the Nets 5. Clippers trail by 4. On the wing, Morris. Guarded by Harris. Offensive rebound. Outside for George. A 3 from Leonard. Ibaka, the pass to Leonard. Laid in with a nice touch off the glass. Leonard's got his 2nd basket of the game.
Talk about someone who knows all the angles. Kawhi on the interior.
Harden finds Jordan. Poke loose. And they double up Jordan inside. 2 on none. No one back to stop this. Oh, and the jam by Leonard.
And throw it down, Kawhi. That was nasty. Love watching him go hard and attacking with power.
Now here's Brown. Nothing yet on the scoreboard for him. And Harris wide open. He shoots. The shot's good. Brown making the play. And the Nets lead by 3.
And just no excuse, guys, for leaving a shooter like him open beyond the arc.
George against Brown. And George, here we go.
Amazing athleticism from George. I mean, sprinting towards the bucket and getting there quick, fast, and in a hurry.
Harden against George. The rebound by Ibaka. Ibaka's got his 4th rebound with that last one here tonight.
And gotta like what they've been doing down low in the post.
I certainly do. You know, I like to see guys do their work inside. Their rebounding has been excellent, and that's always important in a close game.
And here is KD after Paul George getting his 3 to go. A nice shot by Harris.
Would have been impossible for KD to miss his teammate there. He was wide open.
Just under 2.5 minutes into the 3rd quarter now. Jackson passes to Leonard. George up top. He's covered by Brown. Here's Ibaka. Rebounded by the Nets. Jordan's got his 5th rebound in this one. Harden dishes to Harris. There's the pass to Brown. It's Durant on the wing. And he's fouled pretty hard on that shot, but he's got the chance to pick up the points at the line. Hey, Greg, if you could coach one team right now, who would it be?
That's a tough one. Clippers, Lakers, Bucks. You know what? I would probably go Lakers or Bucks because you would have an opportunity to coach someone who arguably might be considered the best to ever play the game, because I think Giannis is trending in that direction, and LeBron obviously already is.
How about a guy like Kemba Walker and coaching the Celtics, having him to do what you want to do on the floor?
He'd be brilliant, and
yeah.
Kemba, one of the most underrated leaders in our game. Great human being.
Tell you what, that defense was physical, and yet Durant, with great balance and composure, just stayed with it.
And the Clippers decide to take their first time out here.
They're trying to stem the tide here.
Yeah, you know, they had to do something, anything to stop this run. You can't just let it go on any longer.
A platoon swap here for Brooklyn. Now here's Beverly. Still looking for his first bucket in this one.
And Beverly is very consistent from outside. Solid at hitting the 3 ball when given the opportunity to shoot it.
Dinwiddie passes to Griffin. The shot from the low post is good. And the Nets lead by 3.
Pick works well there. Not much resistance from the D.
Yeah, that's not the defense you need. You got to be tougher defensively.
Kennard, the pass to Zubac. Back to Kennard. Dinwiddie against Beverly. Just 4 to shoot. Keeps it alive. Great positioning on the putback. Zubac has got 8 points.
Love the determination he showed there, getting himself into good position under the glass.
With the presence of mind to know just where the rebound was going to come down. Well timed.
And then the nifty touch to tip it in as well.
They get it back. Here's Griffin. And he gets the whistle. 2 free throws coming up.
And Blake Griffin is just an incredible athlete, explosive and great balance and mobility, powerful. A big guy who can flat out throw it down, and he also can pass it too.
Here's Beverly. Passes it to Kennard. Fires the 3. Doesn't get it to drop for him. And Brooklyn will now go the other way with it. Now 8 seconds separating the 2 clocks. Irving's shot is good.
And of the last 6 baskets, 5 have come on the interior. This is just smash mouth physical basketball, guys.
Now here's Beverly. Kennard, the pass to Cousins. And then Cousins with the dunk.
That's not too difficult for DeMarcus Cousins now. I like that he doesn't settle for the layup there. Instead, throws it down.
Here's Irving, and wrestling for it there, but no one has possession. We'll have a jump ball. We have got to see that sensational mobile 1 block again.
And you can see the mindset he has. When the game's this close, he's going to bring it at that end of the floor.
And the Nets with possession here. Here's Claxton. Misses. We're at the end of the 3rd, and we've still got a close one. Brooklyn ahead. And while we can now, let's take a look at today's State Farm assist of the game.
And the winner today, the big fella here with the sweetest of dimes. What a plus it is to have a post player who's got this ability to find.
Boy, that's a nice asset to have. It's a huge boost to any offense, too. It adds a whole nother dimension when you've got a big guy that can pass.
And with 3 quarters behind us, we start the 4th quarter in what is still anybody's ballgame. Taking a look at Los Angeles. They've got Batum. Kennard is out there with Patrick Beverly. Then there's DeMarcus Cousins. And it's Zubac in at the 5 spot. Here's Irving. Clippers able to drain the 3. And he can't answer back. The 3-pointer offline. And here we go. Fast break. Beverly's got it. Can't hit that one.
I mean, that can happen to anyone, but it's ugly every time it does.
Yeah, it is unfortunate.
And here we go with the coach's challenge. Not surprised in a competitive game like this. And he's disputing the personal foul call.
And this is the time now where the officials can review in closer detail what constituted the original personal foul. Getting a different angle can sometimes make it a lot easier to determine.
Greg, indeed, and the one thing with replay review is that when you see the slow motion replays, you really get a new appreciation for just the immense speed at which these players are moving and how fast the action really is and how hard it can be sometimes, you know, Greg, to make the right call. And the announcement on the review is that the foul was called in error. So they have determined, Greg, to overrule the original call.
And guys, this is what it's all about, getting the call right. And I think in this case, the video review showed that while it was a tough call to make on the floor, they got it right with the review.
Love the unselfishness of Beverly. I mean, when he sees his teammate wide open, he quickly gets him the ball.
Irving passes to Green. Back to Irving. Beyond the arc. The Clippers grab the miss. And Kennard wide open. He shoots. And no good. Had a chance to take the lead there. Uncovered. Dinwiddie with the bucket. Dinwiddie's got 4 points this quarter.
I understand we're seeing some high-powered offense, but you've got to put up a little more resistance than that.
Come on now, look. Sit back and enjoy the fireworks. Nothing better than good offense.
Here's Kennard, and he goes strong with the one. And folks, the coach's challenge has been initiated for a personal foul. Close game like this, and he thought it wasn't a good call.
And I think when it comes to some of the more difficult calls to make, personal fouls can be tough. The action is so fast that it's really tough to catch everything in real time.
The wonders of technology, Greg. We've seen replay reviews so effectively, and involving the coaches by being able now to challenge like this is something a lot of people have been hoping for. And the announcement on the review is that the foul was called in error. So they have determined, Greg, to overrule the original call.
And guys, this is what it's all about, getting the call right. And I think in this case, the video review showed that while it was a tough call to make on the floor, they got it right with the review.
Just 5 to shoot. Kennard for 3. And again, it's the Clippers missing.
And you know what? If you're the defense, you got him right where you want him. Let him keep shooting those threes because he's been brutal in this half.
Hey, that's why you want an experienced veteran like DeAndre Jordan. That's a huge hoop from him.
And the Clippers call time here.
Every time out, a chance to review the lineups, matchups, or call a play.
And I agree. I think there's going to be a new wrinkle in their game plan when they come out of this timeout.
And now, a moment to present the New Balance Player of the Game, Kevin Durant.
And he's been dialed in from the field, Kevin. Good on over 60% of his attempts. They've been working the ball around well, and he's benefited with a lot of open looks. And boy, has he made the most of them.
And keeping us updated from the sideline, let's swing it over to David Aldridge.
Hey, Kevin, during that last break, I heard Teron Lue as he talked to the team. He told them we've got to make the most of every chance right now. This is a winnable game, but we've got to make plays. Guys, we'll see if they can come back.
And you really can't say enough about his composure in the big moments, as cool as they come.
Here's Harden, and Harden with the stuff.
How good is that? Harden commanding the ball in these moments. Loves stepping up at crucial times.
Now, here is George. Ibaka pushes to George.
There's an example of good defense beating good offense.
And the foul called on Kawhi Leonard. That is his first foul of the game. 1:10 left in the fourth quarter. Harden against George. Leonard with the steal.
And really, that's why you don't want to go up into the air without a plan. Had no option of what to do with the ball.
Shot after shot, one after the other. PG, Paul George, making it happen.
George against Harden. Lets it go with the three. Kawhi Leonard with the rebound.
And you could tell he thought that triple was going to fall.
To take the lead. Morris finds George. From deep three-point range, connects from downtown.
Hey, you know that George is going to take the shot when the game is up for grabs. I mean, that's who he is, and that's what's expected of him. He's an exceptional decision maker in these situations, which makes it even more obvious.
3-second difference between shot clock and game clock. Oh, wow, a huge basket to tie the game.
Man, they're getting a fantastic effort from James Harden.
Now George. Missed. Timeout called the Nets. And it goes out of bounds. That one off Harris.
And what a time to get sloppy. A close game like this, you cannot be getting loose with the ball.
And Tyronn Lue wants a timeout. And out of bounds is Brooklyn gains possession.
No clue where that pass was going. That is a brutal turnover.
Dives for it, and regulation now complete. We will go to overtime. And we've got more NBA action on. And now we get set for overtime in what has been a stirring contest. Tip-off goes to the Clippers. And no shortage of excitement here, and we're officially underway in overtime in this game. Courtesy of Gatorade. All fueled up and ready to go. Let's reset the lineup for us now in overtime. And the Clippers, looking at who they've got. Morris is out there with Kawhi Leonard. Then it's Ibaka. Then it's Luke Kennard. And it's George in at the 2. And here's Harden. It's hauled in by Los Angeles. Ibaka's got rebound number 5 here tonight. In the corner, George with it. And now we've got the intentional foul.
Yeah, not sure what that was about. I mean, talk about a brain cramp.
Yeah, yeah, completely a brain fade. I don't know where that came from. Just lost sense of time and the situation.
6 to shoot. George with the ball. And it's Harden picking him up. Kennard for 3. And again, Los Angeles with the triple.
And I don't care how far from the bucket he is. You've got to have a man on him. He's just too good from deep.
Timeout called the Nets. Nets trail by 5.
2 minutes.
As we saw, 4 quarters not enough. We're just over a minute into overtime. And there's Jordan putting it right back in.
Well, I like how Jordan embraces his role on this team. I mean, it's all about rebounding and putbacks for him at the offensive end.
Pass to George. He feeds it to Ibaka. And Ibaka slams it in.
Big stakes, big bucket. Ibaka showing he has the mettle to rise to the challenge.
Harden against George. Fires from 14. Kept alive. Jordan. Durant just inside the line. Back to Harris. Three-pointer. Oh, and he almost had a four-point play right there. He'll go to the line with a chance for three.
You know, Harris is such an aggressive hunter of his shots. Puts a lot of pressure on the defense, and sometimes they get over-aggressive with him.
And so he's good on all three free throws, and that brings them within two here.
Clutch. Those free throws turn this into a one-possession ball game.
Leonard with the ball. Feeds to Ibaka. On the wing, Morris. Pass to George. Los Angeles needs to get off a shot here. Leonard from deep, three-point land. Buries it from outside.
And, guys, that's the man you want with the ball in his hands on that critical possession. Kawhi being his best in the biggest moments.
And a deep three from Harden. Trying to answer back, but that three is off the mark. Leonard inside, guarded by Harden. And Leonard gets it to go on the assist by George.
Late in the game, up big, they continue to attack.
I don't think you want to get loose and sloppy or ease up, but it is time for them to start using that clock a bit.
5 seconds separating the shot and game clocks. Kennard for three. And another three for the Clippers.
And it's just competing, you know, giving your best when it matters most.
Yeah, you know, once they got victory in their view, a huge injection of energy and a great run to finish it off.
And they've been a different team here in overtime. They just seem to have lost their energy.
And the ball travels out of bounds. It was last touched by George.
Boy, that looked like a failure to communicate. You hate unforced errors.
And they've been a different team here in overtime. They just seem to have lost their energy.
Set up on a platter that time by Harris. A room service dime right there.
And, guys, overtime not nearly as competitive.
Thank you, David. Great interview once again. And that about wraps it up. And the starting lineups have concluded. So just sit. Greetings, everyone. Welcome to 2K Sports.
Well, guys,
you certainly come a long way, DA. Thanks. Here are the starters for Los Angeles. Kawhi Leonard is out there with Marcus Morris. Then it's Ivica Zubac. Then it's Paul George. And it's Beverly in at the point guard position. And for the Trailblazers, Nurkic is out there with Robert Covington. Then it's Damian Lillard. Then it's Jones. And it's Powell in at the shooting guard position.
The mechanics on Paul George's shot are so good. In the end, the range makes no difference. The homecoming for Paul George, playing in LA with the Clippers. They gave up a king's ransom to OKC. 5 first-round picks and Danilo Gallinari and Shai Gilgeous-Alexander.
And here's George. He'll bring it up for Los Angeles. Outside Leonard. Pass to Zubac. And Jones sends it back. Powell inside. Defended by George. Powell against George. Powell, that's good.
And guys, the Clippers were willing to give almost anything for PG because they basically got Kawhi Leonard in the deal as well.
And let's remember, GA, he could have been a Laker. They would have had to trade away the second pick in the 2017 draft, that or Brandon Ingram. Their loss became the Clippers' game.
Here is Lillard after Paul George getting his 3 to go. Passes it to Powell. It's Covington on the wing. Powell kicks to Jones. Floats it up there for Nurkic. Takes the alley-oop pass and dunks it down.
You know, often we think of Dame as a scorer first, but they're reminding us of his great ability to pass the rock.
Kicks it out to Jones. From the arc. It's hauled in by Paul George.
And really, despite that miss, they've had a solid start offensively.
And the Clippers decide to take their first time out here.
In OKC, Paul George showed he could be an MVP caliber performer. With Kawhi on the Clippers, he could be that 1B or that 1A.
Now Beverly sinks the triple.
And PG, you know, he has the versatility to succeed in different roles. Doesn't have to dominate the ball.
Yes, and if anything, he's more comfortable scoring within the flow of the offense. With his all-around impact, doesn't need to force things to make winning plays. But if you need him to, he can.
There's Nurkic putting it right back in.
And this is where Nurkic gets a lot of his points, staying active even after the shot goes up.
Up top, Morris. Pass to George. From deep. Another shot. Kicks it out to Leonard. Over Jones. Unable to get that one. So the Trailblazers will take it the other way. And it's out of bounds to Portland. They'll retain possession.
You love the pressure he's putting on them. Almost had that steal.
Fantastic anticipation. He has active hands. Even though he doesn't come away with the turnover, he's disrupting their offensive flow.
And we just got a second look there at the exceptional mobile one block.
And early in the game, a defensive play like that goes a long way, establishing the attitude you want.
George, no good.
There was a mix-up defensively. Left him all alone. He just couldn't hit it.
And here in the first quarter, with a little over 3.5 minutes played. 6 on the shot clock. Three-pointer, Lillard. The Clippers grab the miss. George with the ball. Jones covering. Goes up on the block. And he hits the jump shot.
Excellent pass, PG-13. Keeping his eyes up, using his vision.
58 seconds left to play in the first quarter. Lillard misses. The Clippers have gone 50% from the field to this point, 4 of 8. Offensive rebound. Kicks it out to Leonard. Lets the three fly. That one's in. His first bucket of the game. He's 1 for 2.
Off the catch, Leonard with the quick trigger. Nothing but money.
Lillard with it. 5 points in the game. Again, the miss by Lillard.
And you don't want to give up that kind of look too often.
But they recover it. And here's George. He has 6. Buries it from three-point range. George has got 9.
Out of their last 5 makes, how about all 5 from long range?
Lillard from deep three-point land. Again, the miss by the Trailblazers. And here's Leonard from 3. Offense, the order of the day as the first quarter comes to a close. Los Angeles. Well, earlier, Damian Lillard spoke to us about how he...
I look to the times where...
Greg, he's certainly a gentleman in victory and defeat.
You know, Lillard takes the L as a learning opportunity. Sure, it stings, but he also knows it can make them stronger if they use it right.
And if you're just joining us, we've played through 1 quarter in this one. And before we move on, what do you guys think about what we've seen so far from the Clippers?
Well, one way to generate more offense, pound the offensive glass. That was the difference in the first.
And you know this, most of the time, offensive rebounds generate high percentage looks.
And now let's check out the lineups courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go. Here's the second quarter of play. On the floor for Portland, they've got Enes Kanter, Anthony out there with Collins. Then there's McCollum, and it's Simons in at the point guard. Now, here's Kennard. Jacks up a 3. Whoops, there's the 24-second shot clock violation, so they'll turn it over. Greg, I know you've played for some great coaches in your day. What is it that separates the truly elite coaches, in your opinion, from just coaches that are pretty good?
I think the one attribute that's most important for a great coach is consistency. And I've said this, you can coach a lot of different ways, you can win a lot of different ways, but you've got to be sincere and true to your principles and your philosophy. And those are the coaches, and I've had them that have done it different ways, but they've been the most successful. And listen, you've also at the professional level, you've got to have a presence about you. You've got to have some charisma out there as well to get these men to buy in.
You see the feel from DeMarcus Cousins, tracking down the miss, then making good on the second chance opportunity.
Here's Simons, still getting warmed up offensively. No scoring yet from him. In the corner, Collins with it. It's stolen by Ibaka. And here in the second, 2 minutes gone by. And Kennard wide open. He shoots. The long distance 3 is buried. And now a 7-point Los Angeles lead. Here's Simons. The feed now to McCollum. Over Kennard. And the basket by McCollum. McCollum's got his first 2 points.
And you can't give McCollum any space. Always a threat to pull the trigger.
Jackson kicks to Kennard. Jackson looking it over. Back to Kennard. From outside the arc. That one no good. Now Portland takes it the other way.
No doubt he's struggling right now from the field. Let's see if he can get it going this quarter.
And it goes down 2 points. Cousins has got the lead up to 7 now for the Clippers.
DeMarcus can play outside, but the paint is still where he makes his living.
Here's Simons, guarded by Jackson. Throws it down despite the man right in his face. A chance here for a three-point play.
Yeah, he just punched the ticket on that one. That'll get the job done.
Powerful two-hand jam. Los Angeles leading by 4. The pass to Ibaka. Kennard with the ball. Three-pointer. No basket with that shot. Having trouble finding his range. He's 1 for 5.
He's kind of lost his way this period. Having a hard time getting anything to go down.
Back to Cantor. Over to the left wing. Down low. It's tipped. McCollum against Jackson. To the middle. And foul on the shot. He'll shoot 2 at the free throw line.
Promising start for Luke Kennard. End up missing extended minutes with injuries. Hopefully he can stay healthy this go around.
And the Clippers making a change here. Zubac is checked in for Ibaka. Marcus Morris comes in for DeMarcus Cousins. Kawhi Leonard is checked in for Nicholas Batum. And it's Patrick Beverley in for Jackson. Now here's McCollum. Takes the 3. It's hauled in by Zubac.
And Kennard's moving into the starting lineup for the first time last season.
And to add to that, he had a larger role offensively. And at the same time, his efficiency increased. That's a good sign. He really can't buy a bucket, but his teammates have his back.
That's tipped. And now here comes Collins leading the break. Launches it. The Trailblazers get it back in a new 14. Yep, it goes, and the Clipper lead is cut down to just 4 points in the bucket from Cantor.
And usually amongst the leaders in their offensive rebound rate, Cantor gives your team found points off misses.
Now, here is Morris. He's still scoreless so far in this one. Back to Kennard. Shot clock at 6. And the basket is good.
Extremely fluid on the offensive end. Kennard can score in just about any situation.
The clock runs out, and we're heading to half. All right, thank you, David. And folks, don't go away. After the break, we'll see you right back here.
It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hello again, folks. Ernie Johnson here with Kenny the Jet Smith and Shaquille O'Neal. It's the NBA on 2K Sports, and let's talk the first half. The Clippers have the edge here at halftime. They have a 6-point lead. Kenny, what was your impression?
It's been a strong...
And...
And after a fairly even first couple of quarters, the second half could turn out to be a great one as both teams try to gain an edge. Without question, George is displaying his skills today.
Yeah, and the bulk of his damage so far has come from the perimeter. A lot of threes early on.
He's been vital to spacing the floor for them. Makes everything else you want to do easier to accomplish.
Setting the floor for the Clippers. They've got Paul George. Marcus Morris is out there with Ibaka. Then it's Patrick Beverley. And it's Leonard in at the small forward. Beverley feeling it out a bit. On the wing, Morris. Outside Leonard. Yep, that one goes in there. Leonard's got 5 points so far.
An all-NBA first-teamer in 2016, Kawhi can drop points on you from anywhere.
Covington passes to Powell. The tray. Rebound by the Clippers.
This is the shot they wanted to get. Right guy, right spot, wrong result.
And here's George for three. Ibaka, a good finish at the rack off the slick feed. And now it's a 10-point Los Angeles lead. They need a good offensive possession.
Yeah, they've gone a long time without a bucket.
Powell, the pass to Jones. Lillard outside. From deep three-point range, Portland again missing.
And they've got a big lead, not just on the scoreboard, but really in the rebounding numbers as well.
Pass to Beverly. He kicks it to Leonard. From 15 feet away, again, Los Angeles.
If you can't get Leonard a look inside, this is the next best thing. Terrific touch from mid-range.
Lillard, the pass to Nurkic. Now here's Lillard. 5 points in the game. And he gets it to go.
Finally, they get one to drop. That's one of their first four here in the third.
Clippers leading by 10. Beverly finds Leonard. Six to shoot. Here's the three. No good. Shot missing. And the Trailblazers going the other way.
Even though that one didn't go down, I like the offensive game plan here. 3 for 4 coming out of the break.
Wow, he doesn't make plays like that very often. That's a nice move inside.
Powell against George. A three-pointer off the mark. Trailblazers trail by 8. Three-pointer, Lillard. And that comes off the assist by Jones. Lillard's got 10. Rager, the all-time assist leader for the Big West Conference. In that frame, talk about some of the traits that make for a good floor general, a good point guard, a good facilitator.
Yeah, I mean, listen, you have to be a leader because that's what the position calls for. Unselfishness, instincts, that stuff matters. But ultimately, your teammates got to feel like you played for them. And that's when you have a chance as a team to be special.
I'm assuming you've always been like that. Am I correct?
No, that is not
really?
true.
Wow.
I evolved into a leader. In all seriousness, I think some guys are natural. Others, like myself, had to evolve into it.
Passes to Nurkic. Back to Lillard. Nurkic trying to get open, and it's denied.
At the point guard position, Patrick Beverly is a great shot blocker.
And here's George. He'll bring it up for the Los Angeles Clippers. They've held a 12-point lead earlier. Leonard with no one around. Misses the three. Trailblazers trail by 8. Jones, the pass to Covington. Portland moving the ball around. Powell kicks to Jones. It's Covington on the wing. Covered by Morris. Powell inside. Working on Ibaka. Los Angeles leading by 8. Nobody near George. Misses the three, and he used the pump fake well there, but he couldn't capitalize.
His shot's it's not there right now. With his team leading, perhaps, let's focus on some other areas of the game.
Nailed from three-point land. George has got 6 in the quarter.
Great hustle by Paul, using his speed in the open court, and then, of course, he's an excellent finisher.
And the three ball is good.
You just don't realize how difficult it is to hit a shot that deep. And that was sweet.
And here's George for 3. And no luck with that time on the buzzer beater. And we've reached the end of the third. Clippers ahead. While we have the chance now, folks, let's go to our State Farm assist of the game.
And definitely deserving of the prize tonight. How about the read he made here, looking like a point guard, putting the pass right on the money.
Yeah, it's one thing to find the guy. It's another to deliver the ball where he can do something with it. Wonderful play.
Fourth quarter of action is upon us. Thanks as always for joining us. Robert Covington out there with Derek Jones. Then there's Norman Powell. Then there's Yusuf Nurkic. And it's Lillard in at the 1. That's the group on the floor for Portland.
The defense having to respect Jackson's outside game. That opened up things for him in the inside.
The shot by Lillard wide open. And again, it's the Trailblazers from deep.
They're giving him a little too much space out there. That's his third triple since halftime.
An intentional foul committed, but for what purpose, Greg, I'm not sure.
A scene of confusion right there. I can't imagine why he thought it was a good idea to foul there.
So Portland ends up going with the new group. Rajon Rondo is checked in for the Clippers. Cousins finds Rondo. Kennard with the ball. Three-pointer. Collins grabs the miss. And oh, here we go. McCollum's got it. The fast break chance. It's hauled in by Zubac. Zubac has got his 4th rebound with that last one here tonight. That's a 2 from Kennard. And it's good, coming on the assist by Rajon Rondo.
Obviously, Rondo's main priority is to dish the rock. When you're open, he'll get it to you.
And a wide open look for McCollum. And again, it's the Trailblazers from deep.
Really well done there. Just confident and composed, never in a hurry.
Just about 1.5 minutes gone by here in the 4th. Connects from three-point range. Kennard's got 5 points now in the quarter.
A fierce competitor. Kennard fires back with a 3 of his own.
Kicks to Cantor. There's the dish to McCollum. Collins against Cousins. The Trailblazers need to get off a shot. He had a nice open look right there.
What a professional. McCollum's reliability on offense is such a gift to his team.
Rondo passes to Kennard. Puts up a 3. Rebound by the Trailblazers. Cantor's got his 4th rebound with that last one here tonight. Anthony nowhere around. And Portland again with the bucket.
Offensively, McCollum sees the floor well. Not surprised to see him spot the open teammate.
Rondo kicks to Zubac. Outside for Batum. Right side, Rondo. And the foul called on DeMarcus Cousins. That is his first foul of the game. And Portland making a change here. Lillard's checked in. And Los Angeles will go for a different look here. Marcus Morris is checked in for Cousins. Leonard comes in for Nicholas Batum. Paul George, he's checked in for Luke Kennard. And it's Patrick Beverley in for Rajon Rondo. Basket counts.
How about the fearlessness of McCollum? Doesn't shy away from taking or making the big shots.
Now Leonard shoots off the step back, and Cantor pulls it down. Cantor's got his 5th rebound right now in the game. Here's Lillard. That one falls, coming off Anthony's feet. Now just a 1-point Clipper lead.
Proof positive that Lillard is worthy. That's talent you can build a franchise around.
Up top, Leonard, covered by Anthony. And that one's good. Leonard.
Knowing the situation, Kawhi willing and able to take control. Big bucket.
And there's the call on Patrick Beverley. That is his first foul of the game. Serge Ibaka, he's checked in for Zubac. Lillard fires away from way outside. And the Trailblazers, another 3.
And such a clutch shooter. I mean, he lives with a big shot. And when he's rolling like this, watch out.
Leonard against Anthony.
That's his shot. Close to the basket. Had the defense on his heel. Kicking himself right now.
Feeds it to Lillard. Portland moving the ball. Pass to Collins. He dishes it to Cantor. Collins passes it to Lillard. 5 to shoot over Beverly. And it's Lillard missing. And so it's Morris with it. He'll bring it up for the Los Angeles Clippers. It's money from deep.
That is world class.
Incredible shot with everything on the line coming through for his team.
Lillard from deep three-point land. Again, the miss by Lillard.
And when you are as good a shooter as he is, you have to have the confidence to take that shot. It might not always fall.
You know what another option is? Just give the ball up. Let someone else make a play.
You can probably expect to see him slow it down now.
Yeah, I think you want to milk your possession.
Outside Leonard. And they foul intentionally. They're going to have to do that now again and again. They're not in the penalty yet.
Yeah, no way that should have taken so long. They don't have that much time to waste. They need to foul immediately.
The three from George. That's good.
No moment is ever.
All right, David, great job. Thanks so much. Thank you for joining. And how about the Bucks, who are showing calm as they come down the tunnel?
Hey, Kevin.
Very dangerous indeed. David, thanks. Here are the 5 for the Clippers. Paul George is out there with Patrick Beverley. Then there's Batum. Then there's Kawhi Leonard. And it's Ibaka in at the pivot spot, manning the middle. And for the Bucks, Giannis is the 4 with Lopez the 5. Dante DiVincenzo, he's out there with Holiday, and it's Middleton in at the 3 spot. And Giannis throws it down.
How about Drew Holiday? Unselfish, team-first player. Love that from the guard position.
And we heard Shaquille O'Neal bestow his Superman nickname on Giannis Antetokounmpo, and rightfully so. The Greek Freak, the most dominant paint scorer since Shaq himself.
George against DiVincenzo, and the layup's good off the glass.
Uncovered at the rim, finding cracks in the defense here early on.
Just really smart basketball and exploiting whatever holes that he's seeing right now in the defensive squad.
Now, here's George, and it's good, 2 points. And watching Antetokounmpo get to the rim can, GA, take your breath away.
Man, he can go around you, through you, or literally jump right over you. Call him the Freak, Superman, what have you. None of it feels like an exaggeration.
Holiday, no one around him. No good from outside. Got the defender off his feet with the pump fake, but couldn't knock it down. Lets the 3 fly. George missing again.
And on an open look like that, he's very gifted at making the weak coverage pay.
Offense clicking early here, 3 for 4 to start this one.
LA's gone 0 of 2 from deep here. They've been struggling here on offense.
Yeah, a bit of a dry spell for sure.
Beverly with the ball. Down low, and Kawhi Leonard with the slam.
I just feel like Patrick Beverley has incredible awareness for every second that he plays on the floor. Spots the wide open man, gets it to him.
Now here's Giannis. Holiday, the pass to Antetokounmpo. Lets it go with the 3. That's good from Holiday on the assist by Giannis. Holiday's got 5 now.
Man, right off the bat, super sharp here offensively. 4 of 5 so far.
And here's Leonard from 3. Rebound by Brook Lopez. Bucks have gone 4 of 5 from the field so far. Antetokounmpo. And Giannis throws it down.
That's fun to see the handles coming out there from Antetokounmpo. I mean, how do you stop a near 7-footer who's got some dribble skills like that?
Beverly dishes to George. The 3. Giannis Antetokounmpo grabs the miss.
And he's not very hard to defend right now. This is when the defense might step back and let him try to find his range.
The shot by Holiday, no good. Clippers trail by 7. Outside for George. Los Angeles with another miss.
And there hasn't been anything easy for him in this period.
No, I haven't seen him in comfortable spots, or at least spots we've seen in this offensive set that are allowing him to settle in.
Now here's Leonard following the shot by Drew Holiday. And It's out of bounds. The Clippers able to retain possession here.
You love the pressure he's putting on them. Almost had that steal.
Yeah, pestering right now, and that's going to pay some dividends. At some point, there's going to be a turnover.
Now here's Leonard. Wide open look. Oh, and that one had the right spin on it, and it is good. Hey, Greg, you played in a different era of NBA defense. When you look at how defense is played now in the league, how do you feel about it?
You know, Kevin, I think the introduction of the zone, by and large, has been great. You get a lot more switching, and I think it brings more skill into the game. Don't get me wrong. I do miss the physicality that we had back in the 90s, but I tell you what, right now, my body wishes I had the opportunity to play in this era.
I bet it does.
Just cannot get anything to go. If there's going to be a way to get out of this hole, I don't think he'll be the one to do it. Every night there's something that Giannis does on the floor where you just have to put your hands on your head. Wow, what a move.
Here's George. Giannis Antetokounmpo making his last shot. Jacks up a three. The rebound by the Bucks. Antetokounmpo's got his 5th rebound right now in the game. 32 seconds left to play in the first. Lopez gets to Middleton. Back to Lopez. It's stolen by Ibaka. And now it's Leonard running. Here we go. All the way. And Kawhi Leonard with the slam.
Just a lightning bolt there in transition. No one can match up with Kawhi, especially at his position. That time they pay the price.
Giannis high post. Leonard's there. Here's Giannis. And he drops in the layup off the glass. Antetokounmpo's got 8 points.
And really, it's been a major aspect of their offense in the early stages here. Their success working the ball inside and getting points from close range.
And denied. He sends it right off the glass. And so it's the Milwaukee Bucks bringing the quarter to a close. Earlier tonight, we spoke with Paul George about how they've integrated.
Everybody has a chip on their shoulder. Everybody wants to win.
Greg, that last point is key. This team plays lockdown defense.
And that's a big part of their identity. Most teams talk about being well balanced. This team lives it.
And hope you've enjoyed the broadcast so far. Halfway through the first half in this one. When you consider how the Bucks are doing, what do you guys think?
Well, their effort on the defensive end has set the tone for this game.
Yeah, defense has been infectious here as everybody stepping up aggressively on that end.
Here are the 5 the Clippers have to start the second. Ivica Zubac is out there with DeMarcus Cousins. Then it's Luke Kennard. Then there's Reggie Jackson. And it's Morris in at the small forward position. And so it's Milwaukee now, following the miss by Marcus Morris from deep. Just 5 on the clock. Good for the basket. Starting off 1 for 1 with that shot.
Well, at 6'2" and 182, Jeff Teague really had to use all the strength in his body to get that shot off despite getting hit.
Now here's Jackson. He's been quiet so far. Still no points in the game. Oh, he blocked it and deflects off the backboard. 1 up, 1 down. 2 points with his first shot this game.
And with a quick first step, Jackson remains a threat to drive on any defender.
The pass to Morrow. Now here's Portis. And now approaching 2 minutes of action here in the second quarter. Plenty of daylight on that shot. Portis has got the lead up to 10 now for Milwaukee.
Another good play. This is how they built the lead, calling on the right guys at the right time.
Basketball IQ is something that gets talked about, but its importance to a team showing up here, running plays that turn into scores.
Bucks leading by 10. Quarter number 2. We're about 2 minutes in. Teague against Kennard. Fires from 18. No good from Connaughton. And here's Cousins. He'll bring it up for the Los Angeles Clippers. Here's Jackson. Second chance shot. And the wide open shot from Morris. That's good. And it's Jackson with the assist that time.
And you want more of this from Jackson. The more unselfish he is, the better the team.
Tucker the pass to Teague. Over Jackson, and he tries off the glass, but it's no good. And there's the foul. It's on Bobby Portis. That is his first foul of the game. Clippers trail by 7. And for those of you just joining us, we're in the second quarter with about 3 minutes gone by.
Oof, ugly second quarter for him, and now I think he's starting to really force the issue.
Here's Connaughton. He's now 1 for 2 with that bucket.
How good is that? I mean, he can make a defender look foolish at times.
Jackson kicks to Kennard. Out to the right wing. They get a hand on it. Out of bounds, Clippers ball as the Clippers keep possession. A platoon swap here for Milwaukee. A different look for the Clippers. And a little under 3.5 minutes elapsed in the second quarter of play. Lopez with the block.
Excellent off-ball awareness as Brook was able to get over there and swat it away.
And running with a full head of steam, but completely under control.
Yeah, you think he's comfortable at that speed. He's done it so many times before. Just an absolute blur in transition, and that helps get the rhythm going.
Lopez finds Holiday. 1:05 left to play here in the second quarter. And another basket for Milwaukee.
And he's got a lot to do with the position that they're in. A very smart offensive performance tonight from him.
And here's Beverly. Still getting warmed up offensively. No scoring yet from him. 5 to shoot. Rebound, Milwaukee. To the inside. Antetokounmpo kicks to DiVincenzo. No good from outside. Shot and game clock separated by 5. From deep, George DiVincenzo with the rebound.
Hate to say it, but if they're still trailing at the final buzzer, a lot of this is going to be felt by him. His shooting tonight has just been atrocious.
Great open look there. And the Bucks lead by 16.
Middleton only takes a second to get that shot off. Such a good catch and shoot game.
Leonard with no one around. And just miss after miss right now. And so a pretty lopsided game through the first. Thanks for the great interview, David. And we'll be back for the third quarter of basketball following.
And now, the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hello, it's Milwaukee with the advantage at the half. They're leading by 16. Kenny Hudson. And that'll.
Well, we've got a second half of basketball for you. We think it's going to be pretty good. A big comeback, though, is needed for this game to be competitive, and it probably has to happen quickly. One of the stories here, Drew Holiday getting it done today.
Really impressed with the shot selection through the first half, just taking what he can get from the defense.
Yeah, I'm thinking back to the first half and wondering, did he take a low percentage shot? Everything efficient.
Well, we've got a moment. Let's set the floor. Brought to you by Gatorade, all fueled up for the second half. On the court for the Bucks, Middleton and Giannis are the forward tandem. Holiday out there with Dante DiVincenzo. And it's Lopez in at the 5, roaming the paint. Stolen by Holiday. And here's the fast break. Here's DiVincenzo.
Such a smart defensive player. Drew Holiday understanding when he should go after steals. If you're going to go for it, get it.
Now here's Rondo. It's thrown by to Kumbo. Milwaukee, another fast break opportunity here. DiVincenzo passes to Lopez. From downtown, the shot will not fall. And the Clippers will go the other way with it. Outside Rondo. It's thrown by to Kumbo. Here's DiVincenzo. And no good that time. Great D that time from Leonard.
And last season, Giannis Antetokounmpo welcoming his first child into the world.
And maybe now an MVP at home as a most valuable papa. The mother of his son was a volleyball player in her day. So you got to think, as this kid grows up, maybe the recruits are sending letters already.
And it's the Bucks on the break. And Giannis throws it down.
Giannis bringing it down, using that sensational length to get that finish.
Kennard kicks to Zubac. With his first shot attempt, basket good. Zubac has got his first points of the game. And we're just around 2 minutes into the final half of play now. Now, Antetokounmpo, 10 points for him. Outside Holiday. Rondo with the steal. And it's out of bounds. And they say it was last touched by Leonard. A platoon swap here for the Clippers. And a chance there to look back at the stunning mobile one block a moment ago.
The defensive awareness, the timing, when you have to face a defender that can reject you like that, it can alter your approach.
Second half of play with just under 2.5 minutes gone. And there's the foul. It's on Nicholas Batum. That is his first foul of the game. Holiday against Beverly. Now here is Holiday. He's guarded closely. Here's Middleton. And good. And it takes a nice bounce off the right iron and down. Middleton's got 5 points so far. Guys, they're looking for a way to score here.
Yeah, they've had a tough time taking the lid off.
George. And Serge Ibaka, the bucket on the assist by George. Greg is a broadcaster. Who have been some of your favorite personalities to cover?
Man, that's a great question. You know, most of the stars, I'm a big fan of Durant and Steph and LeBron and those guys. Chris Paul's another one that's a favorite. So many other guys, you know, there's so much more personality and so much more confidence as these guys have working in front of the camera. I think that just makes for a better experience.
Somebody asked me the other day, who is my favorite? You know who I said?
Who was that?
Greg Anthony.
Oh, you're just saying that because it's true.
Well, once Paul George gets in that deep, get out of the way. He's coming right at you.
Holiday against Beverly. And stolen by Cousins. And now the fast break. George with the ball. And that'll be 2 free throws coming up. Officials on the call with the foul. It goes on Chris Middleton.
Paul George does a great job changing speeds right there, and that's a huge part of his athleticism. Takes it strong to the cup and just daring a defender to come at it.
Bucks leading by 18. .55 seconds left to play here in the third. Takes it down to Middleton. Nails it from the high post. Middleton's got 4 points in the quarter.
Middleton looking pretty comfortable right now playing in the pick and roll, whether he's passing the ball or shooting it. Right now making good decisions. One of the more skilled offensive players that is on the floor here tonight. Not an easy fella to hold in check.
Here's Antetokounmpo. Paul George making his last shot. Down it goes. Nice one there from Antetokounmpo. Giannis has got 12.
You can tell right now the teammates are scanning the floor to find him and feed him. Why not? He's on it right now.
4 seconds separating the shot and game clocks. And that one's good. George.
It took a long time for him to get that first triple. Let's see now, though, if he can get going.
Holiday, the pass to Middleton. Takes the three. It's good from long range. 10 points for him.
How about Middleton saying, you take that, I got some payback for you right here.
The 3 quarters of play all in the books, and this one all but over already. The Bucks on. And let's take this chance now to show you the State Farm assist of the game.
Yeah, an easy choice tonight. Look at the precision on this pass. Put it on a platter form.
Well, there's a way to break down the defense with the handle, but you can do it with the pass. Prime example of that right there.
And we reach the 4th quarter in a game that may be already out of hand. So for the Clippers right now, Jackson is out there with Kennard. Then it's Ibaka. Then it's Marcus Morris. And it's Leonard in at the 4 shot.
Giannis scores inside. One of the best in the business at getting his feet wet in the paint. And a strong feel for the attack that time.
Passes it to Kennard. Fires the 3. Antetokounmpo grabs the miss. Giannis has got his 8th rebound here tonight.
And that's the battle they haven't been winning today. Their work on the glass has been porous, and that's got to change.
Jackson with it. From past the arc. Antetokounmpo pulls it in. And it's Antetokounmpo with the ball. He'll bring it up for Milwaukee. They lead by 24, their biggest margin. Here's DiVincenzo. Outside Holiday. 5 on the clock. Antetokounmpo with the ball. Guarded now by Jackson. The putback controls the rebound and puts it back up and in.
They're doing a really good job of getting the ball inside and attacking the paint. That's an area they have completely dominated.
Kennard on the wing. The 3-pointer, no good.
Well, he wants to shoot his way out of this cold spell, but the struggles continue.
Yeah, he's got to move on, forget about this sequence here, and try to find a way to get on the board.
Out of bounds, the Clippers take possession. And here is Los Angeles now. Looking to get on the board here in the 4th still. Here's Jackson. And the bucket is good. 3-point play chance here for him.
And good to see Jackson finish closer in. Not a guard who just chucks up threes. Can find the creases with that handle.
Nicholas Batum. He's checked in for the Clippers. Paul George comes in for Luke Kennard. Outside Holiday. Lobbed up there for Lopez. Hammers the alley-oop through.
There is no coach that does not ask his point guard to distribute the ball. Holiday did just that with that dime.
George with no one around. And the Clippers miss again.
I'm shocked that didn't turn into 3 points. I mean, he makes you pay on those nearly every time.
And the wide open shot from DiVincenzo. Drops in the tray. DiVincenzo's got 9 points now in just the second half. Here's George, and it's Paul George with the finish.
Well, not only looking at Paul George get up, look at the guys on the bench loving it from PG.
Milwaukee's gone to the 3-pointer 11 times tonight and nailed 5 of them. Holiday finds Middleton. From deep. And it's the Clippers with the rebound. 3rd minute of action now gone here in the 4th. Great D that time from Giannis.
And you can see the defenders afraid to kind of get in his way a lot of times when he's on his way to the basket. But on that one, they were there.
Takes it down to Middleton. A 3-pointer is right on target.
Well, he's accurate from behind the arc, and there's a reason why Chris Middleton takes a good amount of...
There he goes!
You don't want to be jumping on a play like that.
No.
Wow, he was up there, Kevin.
Oh, let's go home. That was just ridiculous.
I do not remember the last time I saw a dunk like that in a game. And the ball's tied up, so we'll have a jump ball. And here is Los Angeles now. The Clippers have gone 3 of 8 here in the 4th quarter.
And as we head to the final buzzer here, a crushing blowout big-time dominance, and this will go in the record books as a gaudy win for Milwaukee.
As one-sided as it gets today, you know, there were some dominant moments in about every facet of this game for that team.
Yeah, I mean, Kevin, it's hard to think of what didn't go right for them. Game planning by the coaches, execution by the players, everything was just on target.
And, you know, when you look at the huge impact he had, just a monster game for Giannis.
Just a force on the glass. Did a fantastic job crashing the boards and coming up with seemingly every rebound.
Hard work and soft hands, guys. That's what made that play possible.
No simple offensive rebound there. Going for the tip in.
Paul George is aggressive. Look at his eyes right now, focused on scoring, and he sees the open path and gets right there.
Fouling like that isn't how you get back in the game.
And here is DiVincenzo. The three. Lopez finds Giannis. And he gets the whistle for the 3-second call. There's 37 seconds left in the fourth. Jackson, that's good.
Well, at this point, they're just trying to get back in sync. You want to play a good brand of basketball.
The consistency definitely is a key to some of the playoff performing teams, and tonight they just did not find it in this contest.
Middleton for three. It's hauled in by Zubats.
Well, another tin cup moment here because he continues to miss shot after shot from three-point range. This is not a fourth quarter he's going to want to remember.
Yeah, which ways tonight has Paul George not made an impact in this game? A one-man wrecking crew.
And that's going to be too many steps. Gets the whistle on the travel. Takes a three. And again, it's the Clippers from deep. So no problem for Milwaukee as they get the win. All right, David, thank you. Well, folks, that's going to do it for now.